Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of The Darkest Hour. It's good to have you here tonight. Tonight is episode 64. I cannot believe it's 64 episodes. Holy shit, that's crazy. With the Gathering Hall podcast, we got Ryan6DaysAWeek, SrslySoapy, and WilsonsGame joining us tonight. Very cool.
Like a fart.
Gentlemen.
Oh.
What's going on? I just heard like a fart. I come back in and I
finish the story, please.
Like
it's important discussion here.
I was just gonna say the other day I was watching Soapy's video and there's like a fart sound edit and I was like, grown ass man, by the way.
Yeah, 31 in my prime. Yep, I'll tell you that.
I swear, Spud had like 15 or 20 in one video I watched. So like, there's gotta be like an average fart per minute in some of those early Spud videos.
Fart jokes are some of the oldest jokes ever. They're some of the best jokes, no matter what age. A good fart joke or a poop joke just lands. It really does.
Oh, yeah.
I think. I don't know. Big fan of them.
Shameless.
Big fan of them. Good to have you guys here. Obviously, Donnie is not here, chat, as you can see. Donnie had to work late. He has a new job. Very, very proud of Donnie.
Oh, shit.
He's working hard for his money. He's like a recruiter or something like that. So he stays busy, but he couldn't make it tonight. That's fine. Jay and I will hold it down with the Gathering Hall podcast, the newest, hottest dad podcast on the block. We got SrslySoapy hiding his face, which is fine. We got WilsonsGame in a trailer in Canada. Nice. And the world reveal, at least on this channel, of Ryan6DaysAWeek up in the northwest. Yeah, northwest.
Oh yeah.
Gentlemen, good to have you all here. Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir.
So right off the bat, who came up with the Gathering Hall podcast? Did we talk about this before? I don't think we have, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Give me the rundown on how that played out.
Oh man. That's tough.
You guys were like the darkest hour. You guys are like the darkest hour sucks. Arcane Armor is not putting on a weekly podcast anymore. They keep skipping episodes. We got to do it better. We got to do it best.
Yeah, well, I think like originally, like, all of us watched each other's like streams and content a bunch. So like I was always a big fan of Ryan stuff and Soapy stuff, and then Soapy was in my chat for a while, and Ryan would bounce around in my chat. And then like I never played trios, and then Soapy and Ryan were like, hey, we should do trios someday. All of us were playing solo at the time, and then we just started playing the game a bunch, and we're like, this is a ton of fun. And we'd always, I don't know, these guys may agree with me, but we'd always just get into like rants about the game for like the entire dungeon raid, and the PvP and all the other side of things was just like flying by us, and we're just yapping. So we're like, why don't we like turn this into a podcast where we actually play the game while we're talking about some of these subjects? We maybe keep it a little more in sync rather than just like chaos and we're jumping around topics. And so we just kind of morphed into that. I don't know if Soapy and Ryan agree, but
yeah, I don't think there was like too much thought behind it. We're just like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Why not? Like we all just love the game. We can't get enough of it. We play it all the time. We talk about it all the time. So, and then we wanted to do ours where like we actually like hop into raid and play in the game.
Right.
And
that's crazy. I think.
It makes it harder.
On that shit.
Yeah, it makes it harder for sure.
Yeah, we try to keep the topics running too, and I think what the motivation is we want to one day, like, you know, get in raid with like SDF or Terrans if we ever do have them on the podcast. Who knows, right? But that could be like a crazy thing where we'd be like playing with them as we talk about the game. It could be super interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah, a little pre-teaming. You might as well kill the Wyvern while we're at it too.
Well, one of us would sit out and just hold things down. And rotate through, right? So,
yeah.
I think like conversationally, it's a really great balance too, because you have Soapy, who's this ranger player, and he queues into trios, really good player mechanically. You have me, I'm kind of like the info guy, like decent player, mostly focused on data, and then Wilson's there. But overall, it's just a great conversation.
I was waiting for Ryan just to roast me. Yeah, I could feel it coming. Like he's setting this up so perfect.
This is serious too. We got some beef, Wilson.
Oh man,
YouTube comments.
Yeah, these guys hate each other. It is not fake. Yeah. These guys hate each other at it. At each other's necks all the time.
Well, you guys have a good attitude when you play together, which is good. I tuned into a stream once, and I think Soapy was talking about like, man, I really like playing with these guys because they don't rage. They just keep it fun. and casual, and like that's the kind of people I want to play with. And my first thought was like, damn, the couple times Ryan played with me, heard me fucking rage like an asshole. He was probably so fucking relieved to like not be with some guy mouth breathing into the mic getting angry at pixels. Like, man, he found it. He found his people. Good. Thank God for Ryan. Yeah, I totally get it. It's way more fun to play with people like that.
Yeah.
Like, we have like, I mean, we don't just like troll. Like, we try not to troll all the time. Like, we did do quite a bit of HR at first, and like some of the geared lobbies we're getting into with like Repose and Juliet and stuff, and you start to like be like, okay, we need to like pay attention here. Like, this is actually like happening, you know. So it's good, because if we lose our kits, we just roll again. It doesn't really hurt my feelings any.
Sure.
So be it. We lost to other really amazing players. Yeah, not a big deal.
No,
So
you
we kinda
guys
have
are
fun that way.
Yeah, you guys are definitely a good squad. You typically play what, frontline, Wilson,
Yeah,
Soapy
try
play
to,
range,
yeah.
and then you kind of fill, right, Ryan? You play a lot of Bard, so you can support and stuff. Yeah, that's good. Good, it's a solid comp. Well, the
Feel bad to,
podcast,
like Slayer. Does Slayer completely die, Wilson?
Oh God, yeah.
basically,
I just
right?
feel like Bard does everything that Slayer can do and better. So
Yeah.
you got like, I think we were just talking about it with chat, but the move speed that like Bard has like permanent move speed buffs, and then they have the one they can call on whenever they need. And Fighter gets it like 20 move speed here and there. Slayer will always be like fun and good because you have crazy weapon damage, but when you start playing good players with Slayer Fighter, it is very difficult.
Yeah.
You die
Yeah.
so quick, and with Druid just popping in and out of combat is tough. So I've stayed away from Slayer. Like, I never played Slayer at all in any of our trios. I was always trying to like do like shield and sword just to soak a little bit up.
Right.
Yeah. So it was fun for me because it's like a whole new learning experience. Yeah.
So, how many episodes in are you guys on the podcast?
We are
God.
five episodes in
Okay.
now.
And where can people
fresh.
watch the podcast, like live and recorded and all that stuff?
We all stream it, and then Wilson uploads it to
Yeah.
YouTube after.
I was uploading it. Yeah. So lately I've just been streaming it live on YouTube. So if people want to watch it back there.
Oh,
And like I start right at like the live stream time, and then because recording at like 2 hours or an hour and a half of gameplay, and then uploading that shit, like a Discord call is one thing to keep clean and good and looking nice.
It's like 100
but-
gigs an episode, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane, yeah.
And then like my PC is not the best. I remember our first time we like tried to do like stream together, and like Ryan's PC almost exploded.
it was crazy.
We're just like sending all the shit to his PC to handle. It was so funny, but we've kind of avoided that. But yeah, I'll start doing them live again on YouTube, so people can find it there too.
Got it. Well, that's the podcast. Go check out the Gathering Hall, folks, and see you next week. No.
GG's. There we go.
So I feel like we have a lot to discuss when it comes to the game. Holy shit. So much has happened in the past couple weeks with Dark and Darker. That's why I really wanted to have you guys on to discuss it. 3 old school content creators and solid players and figures in the dad space. And we're going to hit up the Hold the Line guys next week as well. Try to get as many perspectives and opinions about the state of the game as possible. That being said, Jay, why don't you start us off? You've been streaming essentially marathons almost every single day. We're a couple weeks into the wipe now. People are getting used to the new content, the Wyvern, the Abyss, the Druid. How are you feeling about the game, sir? Is it back? Is Dad in a W state? Like, what do you think overall?
This game is terrible, bro. When are they gonna do some content?
I hate you. I hate you, Jay Griffith.
I feel like I've heard this before.
I think it's just best wipe by far, you know. Good.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the content. I just I feel like they dropped the ball on 2 things. The Wyvern being 4-man to start. I feel like that's kind of just a bummer. And where's the new AP system? But other than that, I mean, the game's really good. I feel like the gear gap is perfect now. Like, it still matters, but it's not like end all be all. Yeah.
Yeah, I pushed for the gear gap change hardcore internally, and for the removal of the circle as well. Like I kept pushing. I was like, guys, just try it, please.
It was all your fault.
Yeah, the state. Yeah, you could blame me. No. I gave my opinion a couple of times loudly, and that's that's about as far as my opinion goes. Is a couple of messages and teams, but I mean the devs that actually sit in the Korean HQ, they have a plan, right? Like they don't give a fuck about the guy that comes from Twitch and like what my thoughts on the game is. Like they have a plan and an idea.
Sure.
I just get to give like my feedback and my opinions, and they can wipe their ass with it or not. But I'm happy that they experimented the way they did and that the game is in the state it's in, because I agree with you. It's the best it's felt in a long time. I also agree that I wish the Wyvern wasn't a 4-man activation. I get what SDF was trying to do. I respect that.
Really cool idea. Like very
yeah, it's a
sick
cool
idea.
experiment.
Terrible in reality though, unfortunately.
Yeah, because then it like fucks with things like pre-teaming. Like it's okay to pre-team in ice caves, but not in GC or Crypts, and it's like gets a little muddy. Obviously, Ironmace knows that. Like this is not
Right.
some permanent thing. Like it's a well-known thing that the pre-teaming thing especially kind of sucks. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it didn't really stick the landing that SDF was probably thinking and the team was thinking. That's okay.
Well, the Wyvern, the fight is crazy.
Cool. The fight's cool.
Oh my
The
god.
fight's sick.
fuck,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Dude,
What do you guys
Oh
think
my
of this
God.
crazy idea? You go first, and then I'll talk about
dude,
it.
when you guys were doing the community Wyvern attempts and you guys had like your own boss music played and shit,
Oh
like
yeah,
dude, that genuinely it was like cinematic. It was so hyped, dude. Everyone was so excited. It was cool to see like the community just like that, like together for something, because it feels like it's been a while since we've all been so like in unison with something. So it was great. I was trying to get into those too, bro. Those lobbies they just fucking insta filled, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. So much fun, dude.
Yeah, the Dark Soulsy like boss music was epic, and if they're like if a big boss life bar in the name of the boss appeared on the top of the screen when the music started, I would love that. I think Dark and Dark could benefit from that. Like the Lich has its own boss music, and it fucking says the Lich and like a big health bar at the top of the screen or something like that.
And then
That'd
it's
be
just
sick.
like it's just obnoxiously loud, so you can't hear the buff ball sending in their barbarian mid-play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Absolutely. I was gonna say with the 4-man activation for Wyvern, before we get to everyone else's thoughts overall with the state of the game, what do you guys think of this crazy idea? And this is just something like a shower thought I had a couple days ago. What if, shoot me down if it's a bad idea. It probably is. But what if 4-man queue became a thing, HR only?
4-man queue.
Yes, because if they're gonna bring back ruins, they'll have 4 maps. Because they did say last when they were on that ruins will be its own locale or whatever, right? I think is what they said.
I think that's what they said. I can't remember.
And even if it's not, even if it's like the water map, and now you have 4 maps, you could totally fit in a quad queue.
Yeah, HR only.
It works if it's the same setup with the boss. Like, I think like what they're trying to go for was like the fear of like having another team help you defeat something really valuable, and like you kind of have to share the treasure and stuff. But
And
that
then
always
there's all-out war after.
it already happens when you're doing like HR Inferno boss. If there's another team there, like you have to be very careful what you're doing anyway. So
Right.
yeah, it's kind of weird, but I would think why not? There's enough players for it probably now.
Yeah, if there's any time to
Surely.
do it, it's now while we have like the crazy
Right.
player
Yeah.
count, which it might even still continue to grow. Every weekend it's growing and growing and growing. It's fucking, but yeah, I think it'd be cool to try it.
Yeah, the positive review score goes up by like 1% or 2 every week now, which is cool.
So cool.
I think there's like 50, 60,000 people in the dungeon on average. Holy shit, that's amazing. It's only going to get crazier and bigger, obviously. It's, just back on Steam a couple of weeks now. So a lot of people don't even know it exists yet, which is pretty crazy. It's only going to keep climbing. But Gathering Hall gentlemen, why don't you go around the Gathering Hall and tell us your thoughts of the current state of the game, what you like, what you don't like, what you think's cool, what's fucking dumb. Give us the lowdown.
I think overall the game's in a really, really good state right now. I think the game has so much more future and potential being like a dungeon delver instead of a PvP arena. So I was someone who's like a little skeptical on the lack of the circle, but since it's gone, bro, if you know where to go, you could still find PvP. If you know the way that the crypt goes, the way that people navigate their spawns and loot patterns, you know where to go. I think the game has way more potential as a dungeon delver. I think like the balance is actually pretty decent right now too, and it's just overall really fun. I think like that, like whenever you're in the dungeon right now, it just feels like everybody's having fun again. You know, it feels a little less sweaty, a little bit more fun, which I think that's what the game has more potential being. I don't think it's this like hyper competitive sweatfest esport. So I think it has a lot better future being that way. For things that I don't like, I think like that AP system really needed, I think, to hit a little harder than it did. Like I was pretty excited. Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just the same fucking thing, which is like, I don't think the AP system's the worst thing in the world. I think it fits the game. But like, as we all know, it's not indicative of skill in any way, shape, or form, right? It's like, yeah, you could say that it's based on your like game knowledge and stuff like that, but it's not like it really determines anything. And it kind of promotes even, you could say, kind of weird play styles and stuff.
Exactly. Yep.
But yeah, I would like to see
everyone cheats on it that cares about getting high rank.
Yeah, gear funneling.
At least in like trios and duos.
Yeah, funneling and all that shit too. Yeah, it's pretty messy. But I think I would have really liked to see also like a really, really basic tutorial that came out with Steam, something like Hunt Showdown that just shows you like the basic concepts of how like healing works and like maybe the kiss tactic, letting you just like fuck with a mob or two. And yeah, I don't know. But I think overall the game is just in such a good state right now. Like Druid came out and it's such a fucking banger. Like
so good.
That class is so much fun, even in like all the like non-traditional ways. Like of course the class itself is fun to play, but the shenanigans that you can get up to with that class is so much fun. I don't know. Overall, I think it's a huge W. And the only thing I could really end it off with is suck my balls, Nexon. That's about all I got.
Right.
Love that.
Fair.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
Right?
100%. Like I know it's kind of tinfoily, but I fully believe that. Like no joke.
Oh, it's not no tinfoil at all, bro. What do you mean?
Oh
Actually,
yeah.
it has to be.
And the negative reviews, you know. No Timmy was making.
I'd believe that too.
No Timmy was making it out of their first game to not use their green gear. Those are Nexon people playing the game before.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. You were gonna give
ahead,
your
Ryan.
thoughts, right, Ren? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I was gonna agree with the Soapy on all points, especially the Druid. I do think like Druid's a great class. It's super fun. It adds a new dynamic to the game. But I do think we're starting to see some of the flaws with the class, especially in terms of balance. Like, I don't know, instant cast transform with no cooldown kind of breaks all the movement restrictions in the game.
No.
I love it.
So much fun,
I know it's
so much
busted.
fun.
It's so sick.
It's
Yeah.
busted.
I don't think it's OP. I really
think it's
don't.
OP.
That's Druid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it. I really love
Think
it.
about it. It's not even a Druid skill, right? It's like a Druid form skill. So it's on its independent cooldown, and it could travel half a module in any gear.
You're damn
It
right.
ignores any gear.
Mhm.
There are
I
like
kinda-
yeah, there's some risk to it because when you transform to like let's say Panther Leap into Chicken, you're taking like an HP like decline, right? You're sacrificing what like 50% of your HP. So there's some
Something
risk
like
to
that.
it, but you
It
can
is
instantly transform back into human.
It is crazy how
Yeah.
satisfying it is, though. Like Panther Chicken double jump into a door hop with the rat. Like
It's cool.
that level of satisfaction is crazy, though. It is. It's so much
It
fun.
reminds me.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot about Double Jump Rogue when everyone was having the time of their life with like flying around runes, and they're like,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
we should,
Mhm.
maybe we should tune this a bit because like, I mean, I was getting like shanked from the rooftops, like 3 rogues jumping down across ruins. So it does have that feeling to
Yeah.
me where it's like it's
Mm.
amazingly fun, but it might need some adjusting. Like I don't think the maps were built to fly across the whole room in chicken form.
You really
I
can
mean,
fly across an entire
It
room.
seems like
you
it
can,
was,
Yeah.
bro.
I fucking
You
love
can.
it.
It's
I beg to
perfect. Yeah. So anyway, maybe they just do like some sort of tweak. I agree with Ryan on that one. It's frustrating because I'm not the one playing Druid a lot, as you can tell.
Mm.
I see the guys that are. You know. Yeah.
I love it. You have to be really careful though when you're shifting forms. Like if you're in panther form or bear form or whatever, or you're in human form, or you get shot, let's say by a rupture rogue, for instance, and then you're in the middle of a fight, or you get hit by like a poison weapon rapier, and then you turn into rat to run away, and you're not paying attention to that damage over time, 2 ticks and you're fucking insta dead. I have made that mistake like 3 or 4 times now, like a dum-dum. And I'll be in the middle of a fight. I'm like, oh shit, I need to escape with rat form, but I have some damage over time effect on me. I switch to rat, not thinking, and instantly dead in like a second. That sucks.
Have you ever fought a bear on the last lift of Goblin Caves on your way out?
Oh
He's
no!
just beating the crap out of you.
No.
Yeah, that's so fun. So fun. He's just mauling you, and the guy was even shouting at me, "Get bared." While he's knocking me around. Trust me, it was in the recent video at the very end. It's like ruined my whole video. Bastard.
Dude, one thing about like rat form, chicken form though, if you stack plus max HP, like not the percent, just like plus max HP, it like.
Whoa, hey, relax.
Should I not link that? Should I not link that?
Whoa.
Okay, never mind.
Nothing
Buy the
about
plus
it. You want-
HP. Buy it off the market right now, chat.
Vigor and percent max health bonus, guys.
How much health can you get up to? Like 300?
Well, it ignores the transform penalty.
Oh.
So you could be like, you could be a meaty rat. You could be big old
You can get
New
like
York
40
rat.
health on a rat.
Yeah.
No shit.
Big
I've
rat.
throwing axed the rat, and I was like, "Why is he still running? Like, what is happening here?"
How much
I thought I
health can a
won.
bear get, like top end, with like vigor and max health and all that stuff?
I don't know. Probably a lot though.
Yeah, probably upwards like 250 more maybe.
Bear doesn't
probably.
feel that great. I'm not a fan of bear. Panther is fucking dumb good. Watching Jay and repos and promos just go rogue and 2 fucking panthers farming HR bosses. What? That's
It's
not
so
how it's
good.
supposed to be.
Yes, it is.
How? It's so
it is.
insane.
It's when the guy turns and they're both like nipping at his heels, you know, like whacking him in the shins as he's running away. It's so ridiculous.
It's repos and his 2 pussy cats like taking on a skeleton warlord. It's so fucking weird that
Why
it
you
like
say
works.
that, bro?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? You're a cat.
Huh?
You're a cat, Druid.
Anyways, I don't think Druid is OP at all, and I think I should say, in fact, I might need to buff it.
Oh gosh.
That's all I got.
Well, I think that the healing needs to scale with magical healing. I think that's an issue.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I think
yeah.
the heals are good.
The heals
They're
are good.
Pretty, like good for base.
They're good for base. 100% agree. I love popping Nature's Touch and Restore and then dream firing someone. Watching your barb or fighter's health pop right back up as you're also DPSing is one of the most satisfying things to do as like a ranged caster.
Yes.
For a while, I was just running like knowledge, willpower, magic damage with a spear and a book, and not even really using animal forms at all, and just casting spells and destroying people, like the thorn wall, tree ant trap, and a door. Poor Timmy's.
I will say,
Oh man.
I applaud Ironmace on the Druid design because it came out of the box, you know, with like versatility. You can play like support caster, you can play like bear feral. You know what I mean? It's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
When Druid came out,
You go
people were
chicken
shitting
build.
on it. People shit on it. They did not like it. They said it was bad. Like the friends I play with, they're like, "Man,
It was
Druid
terrible.
sucks. I cannot believe how bad
It
it
was
is."
awful.
And
How
dude,
does a
now,
bear smack you for 15 damage? Come on, let's be honest here.
well, when it first came out, they had not
Oh, yeah.
adjusted damage variables.
Yeah.
That's different. Like test realm's different. I mean, like when Druid officially came out a couple weeks ago, like after Summer Game Fest on Steam.
Oh,
Actually dropped. People were like shitting on the class. They were like, "This isn't that great. Like, I'm not a fan. Like, I don't think Druid is really it at all." And now it's, in my opinion, one of the most powerful fun classes in the game. It's so unique. The style and just like the direction they went with Druid is fucking ridiculous. It's not what I expected at all.
What's amazing about it? It's amazing that they drop a class that all of a sudden buff ball gets scared to W. That is what we needed, though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Druid was finally the class that really shook up the meta. And just imagine like 2, 3, 4 more classes in the mix too. Like there's still several classes to come. More weapons, more builds. Who knows what's going to happen with like the future of multi-classing or subclassing or, you know, like stuff like,
Leaked.
you know, it's going to be fucking insane. Like it's already feels pretty crazy, like the diversity in builds and comps, especially with the Druid, but it's only going to get crazier. So speaking of Druid, I believe that Druid is pretty killer as a damage dealing class. It really can do anything, just like a WoW Druid. But when it comes to support, like healing and keeping your teammates alive and buffed and all that shit, I think it's excellent. And I know some Cleric players that are like kind of salty. Like they're like, man, Cleric sucks. Cleric sucks ass. Like Cleric needs some love. Like I feel like Druid is replacing Cleric. What do you guys think?
The only healer in the S tier class for 2 years. It's so unfair, bro.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. One, I'm gonna stick up for the Clerics
Oh,
for a quick second. All right,
oh,
my Clerics
God.
out there. I'm gonna say Mending Grove is just a better sanctuary. 100%. You're mobile.
Yeah.
It's like faster cast.
Sanctuary can do damage to enemies though, which people forget. Like, but are you really like going in there to nuke people with Sank? Not really. Yeah, for undead shit. But yeah, I feel like Druid does need a little bit of tuning, a little bit.
Yep.
Or sorry, Cleric. Yeah,
so.
did I say Druid or I meant to say Cleric? Cleric needs tuning. Did I say Druid?
Cleric.
I don't think Cleric does at all.
Yeah,
Cleric's a weird one. In trios, they could be so annoying. Like you're winning the entirety of a team fight, and then they just hit the funny little sank button, and like all their mistakes are like, I don't know, man. Like I get it. Like I get it. Like every solo Cleric player is just like dragging their balls through miles of glass, like shattered glass. But like I don't know. In trios, they could just be so annoying too. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, they're like a hard support,
I think Cleric needs.
They will do better with people.
For sure. Yeah, that's true. I think Cleric needs a couple of more spell charges for heals. Like what's the name of the small heal?
Hell no, you're crazy, bro.
I think they need one more.
I wish they had like more like anti-heal, or like I honestly thought they're gonna balance more and like reduce the total healing in the game, really. Just because there was times when like I was watching some like the top level whatever PvP trios, and it's like it's just two teams like judge like all the healing just being poured onto two teams with like what you guys are suggesting with the sanctuaries. But maybe buff ball might be a little bit less of a thing now. But man, I thought like we'd have more things like blow corruption where you could like counter some of that stuff happening. Even with like Druid, you have no way. Like, if I'm a fighter player, he's resetting healing, come back in, resetting healing, come back in. Cleric's resetting. All these classes can reset and heal. Like I have to place a campfire to get second win back if I want to use that. Not complaining about fighter second win. I just mean there's a lot of heals out there. I feel like. Especially with like all people chugging pots and bandaging and campfiring, and there's so much healing now. It seems like that.
Well, it's also like the current meta, right? Like they cut the damage, but they didn't touch like the PDR and stuff. Yeah, and they didn't touch the healing. So it's like everyone does way less damage. So Cleric just skyrockets in viability. So does like PDR, right? So yeah, I do think they need some heal cuts for sure. Because shit, dude, like the other day, twice. Actually, we ran into a double Cleric Bard team, hit them with every single spell under the sun, but they had 4 sanctuaries. So it doesn't matter that they're eating everything. They just full reset with one cast. And then another time is like, we didn't have heal cut, and this fighter team is like running in a hallway, eating every single spell possible, and they just don't get punished for anything. Like, you don't get punished anymore if you have like heals, Yeah.
Here, let me cook for a second. Ready for this gospel right here?
Baby.
All
right, so we have this thing in the game called regenerative health, right? You have the gray health bar. What if we gave clerics, like Soma said, another charge of the heals, but it only heals regenerative HP?
Oh, so I brought this up and got cooked, bro.
You got cooked for that?
Oh yeah, badly.
Dude, I don't know, yeah.
A heal that only hit recoverable. That'd be great.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I think it'd be sick.
Because like the prolonged fights, they happen far more often now, right? Plus 15 across the board. That's making fights last a lot longer. At least an additional hit in base kit. Once you get like health scaling, damage scaling up, I don't know, or PDR scaling, the fights last pretty long. So yeah, healing is very, very strong. Resettable healing too, insanely strong. Overheal plus sank. If you have that on your team, that's already like a 4th player in terms of just HP.
Right.
So like, why not force players to like either completely disengage from a fight, reset their health with like a campfire, or we'll even say health potions. Maybe that brings up total HP too. But like either fully disengage from a fight or just like die trying. Maybe. Did I just burn the food? Did I burn the meal?
Well, a little, I think. Go ahead, sir.
Overseered it.
It's interesting. Yeah, like again, the one thing that's always jumped out with me with some of the heal classes in this game. Again, I'm kind of biased with the way I play the game, but it's like they fix so many like mistakes that players make. It's not like, you know what I mean? The game feels like it's supposed to be like super unforgiving, but sometimes the cleric can just hit a funny little button and reset the whole fight. Like, you know, you could say that grouping up for a sank like requires skill or timing or whatever. Like, I do feel like it can be a little too like forgiving sometimes. I don't know.
Sure.
Speaking of recoverable health, do you guys think it's weird that the druid spell Tree of Life gives you +5 all stats and then a bunch of recoverable health? Like, who the hell is going to get a +5 all stats buff and then sit down? Like, no one.
I've never seen anyone use that.
I will say, though, I was playing duos on my druid with a barb buddy, and he ran Rage and War Sacrifice, which is the +5 all stats. And then I put Tree of Life on him and Nature's Touch, and he just raged out. He had like Treacherous Lungs, War Sacrifice, Rage. I would buff him up with all the hots, chase him with Restore. He had +20 to Strength and Vigor with that build, and with Treacherous Lungs, the buffs, his shouts would last like 15 seconds, and then I would be dream firing and just healing him up because I had Nature's Touch on him. It's so stupid good in duos, especially. It's so fucking dumb good.
With Demon Form as well, +10 if you have the Soul Collector.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
like
exactly.
+15 all Demon Form and just send them in.
100%, and it was working.
So terrifying.
Yeah, it was actually good, especially in duos. It didn't really work in trios, but for duos, Tree of Life, no one expected it either. Like it was insane. I mean, my buddy would have like 250 health, like 45, 50 strength, 55 strength, and we're going in like sub 24, like sub 25 lobby. Like it was. Yeah, it's like we're going in gray gear. Yeah, going in gray gear with Rage,
some Timmy's,
sacrifice. War Sacrifice. War Sacrifice, Tree of Life, Rage, in sub 25. Find a couple pieces of strength gear and vigor gear, fully buff him up, send him in. He was like one-shotting people with Bardiche. It was.
I really hope your name's not like Soma _ an Ironmace game. Like, please tell me you have like an alt account you're doing this on.
So I went on a hike. Yeah. I went on a hike with my buddy today, and he was like, "You know, what you guys should do is something like Destiny, where Ironmace team members and like staff have a special badge in game, so you know, if, like,
recon armor from Halo 3.
Yeah. So I think I might hit up. I might hit up Terry and SDF about that. I think that'd be kind of fun.
I'm surprised you guys don't.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I know Bungie used like a long time ago in Halo 3. They did like community events where if they were in your game, you get like a unique item. My buddy got recon armor like super early into Halo 3. It was from Bungie devs because they were playing with them one time just randomly. It's kind of crazy.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, we'd use it to troll. Like we'd tell everyone we were employees for Bungie because we had recon armor, and we'd do like custom games with all these like kids and stuff. It was fun. It was fun as hell. But they thought they were getting recon armor. Anyway, maybe you guys shouldn't troll that hard, but
that's fun.
You know what you gotta do, Soma? You gotta make Ironmace turn the whispers on to allow by default, since they won't do VoIP. But like I'll spectate Timmy games, you know, in normals, and then I'll try and like whisper them to like help them. And
that's amazing.
Like, 2 days into it, I realized that the default whispers are friends only, so I was just type into the fucking void the whole time. Thinking they're ignoring.
That's actually hilarious. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to like go into a norms and just like commit suicide quick in a video game, and then just spectate Timmy's. Just like,
I love
drink a beer, smoke a joint, just
content
laugh.
chain for a while. Yeah,
just fucking laugh at the screen. Yeah,
I was doing that for like a week straight, man. Like I think some people think like the average player in this game. Obviously, it's like kind of changed with like Steam. You know, there's a bunch of Steam Timmys, but like. People's perception of what the average player experiences in the dungeon, like, dude, just spectate some of these guys. Like the thought processes and the interactions that they have are things you would never even consider. Like the way that they interact with the dungeon is so amusing. It's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Are you guys seeing in most of your games just like a kill feed of all PvE deaths?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
What are you gonna say, Jay?
I was gonna say I've been like running around and like finding the barefoot Timmies, you know?
Yeah,
They ain't got no
barefoot
shoes,
Tim
bro.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoeless Tim.
And
Yeah.
you know, I'll get them and I speak caveman. You know, I got the torch and I smack the ground, drop them an item. But it's pretty adorable to like watch them pick it up and then they AFK for like 15 seconds because they're just like
so
reading
cute.
it. You're like, oh,
So cute.
God, brings me back, bro.
It's adorable.
Man, it's trying.
Oh.
And then the buff ball rounds the corner and they just get slaughtered. But, you know,
Or
ultimately
Soma
bad,
and
bro.
his plus 250 HP barbarian.
Oh, I go into the 24 and below lobbies with typically like blue pants on and like a sterling axe, like a top end damage sterling axe.
They're disgusting.
Oh my
And then the
Wait,
rest
in the under 25? Under
yeah,
25.
under 25.
You can fit in a bit of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, you could put on like a sterling, the crafted sterling axe with like 54 top end damage. You could put on some like blue bis pants, nothing else, and then just go in and then you find your gear and just slaughter people. It's like 6 kills in a row, sterling axe headshots.
This guy works
the
for the
best.
company, bro. That shit's evil.
Yeah, after I'm done chopping heads of Tim Tims, I typically switch to Druid and just chase people around and heal people and shit, which is fun. But Druid, I'm in love with Druid. Like I'm typically a barb and a fighter. I've abandoned fighter. I don't think it's that great anymore. The longsword is a way of life. I get that. Parry riposte is still one of the best, most satisfying things in the game. But right now, I'm all about barb and druid. I think it's so great. And I would love to see bard, cleric, druid as a comp. I haven't seen that yet. Something tells me that would be disgusting, like a frontline cleric. Man,
It's a lot of healing, a lot of.
I mean, any comp that just has a
damage
bard.
reduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
or yeah, what if
Fucking
what if the
bards.
druid and the cleric just chase the bard? Like the bard is the
Yeah,
the
why
ball
not?
that you buff. I mean,
Yeah, you
bard
can
is
make
so
him
strong.
whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Even
Frontline
solos, like
bard.
bard's just crazy.
Like everyone's talking about the armor, like movement boost to fighters, but
Mm-hmm.
it like I don't know if it was like intentional, but it like really buffed frontline bard. Like bard is fast and tanky, like
Yeah, because a lot of things
insanely
are cloth
fast and
now.
tanky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bard's
A
scary.
lot of those things
Yeah.
were plate, and then they changed them to cloth. Like some of those gear pieces, so you can actually stack some decent armor rating on chest pieces and stuff. Like I was looking at Grand Brigadier or whatever, and I was like, why is it so expensive? And everyone was telling me, well, bards can use it,
Mm.
and it's like 70 armor rating on a green or something, or 65.
Yep.
Hey, you know how everybody was talking for so long about them wanting the time to kill to be higher, right? Like they want fights to like last longer.
Yeah.
And like obviously
Yeah.
that was done with giving like everybody extra HP, changing some armor values and all that stuff. You guys think it's actually good now? Like the pacing of fights, do you think it's better after
think
all the
it's
changes they
perfect.
make?
I fucking love it.
Actually,
It
feels so good right now.
Yeah, it feels
Mhm.
amazing. I just had a chat with Terry. I think it was like last night, and we hadn't talked in like a week, and we were like catching up and figuring out what we were doing for the week and all that stuff.
We get it, bro. You're like
And-
friends with the CEO.
No,
Go
no,
on.
it's not even
Man
like that.
doesn't miss a beat, bro.
No, it's not
Hey,
even.
I have a picture with him, okay? Like that's my profile
the
picture.
motorcycle
Okay, we're
picture's way
closer. We're
better.
closer.
That's not what I was
The
going.
motorcycle
That's
one's
not
way
what I
better.
was going for. But yeah, totally friends with him. Yeah. No, what I was gonna say is, we were talking. I was like, Terry, please just keep the game as it is right now. Don't fuck with anything. Like, go tell STF and the team to like not touch any buttons or levers for a minute. Like, holy shit, it feels so good right now. It's massive
Yeah.
W's across the board. Like, fucking A, let's just settle
It's
for a
funny
minute.
you say that. Ken the other day was like, there's someone at Ironmace talking about how adding +3 all again is a good idea.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
mix it
Holy
in there.
fuck! Hopefully not.
Yeah,
Dude, I gotta say,
hope
like,
not.
even as a ranger, where it's like, I want to deal as much damage as possible. Like, I gotta be honest. I think right now it's like it's pretty fucking good. It's like it's
Yeah.
perfect. Like the fights,
Yep.
like feel rewarding when you win them, and like it was bad. Like towards the end of the last wipe, man. Like even in like 300 pluses, I just bring in like a legendary winless and one tap people. Like they could not play the video game. Like they like guys that were geared one tapping wizard, one tapping rogues, one tapping other rangers. So it's crazy, man. But right now, like I think the damage feels really, really good.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah,
really
I think,
good.
I think
agree.
additional modifiers and stuff are like the best they've ever been. Some of those like stat rolls on things, it's you can be so
Oh,
creative
so
with
good.
some items now, and some
Yep.
like builds, and like you don't feel like you're you're sacrificing a ton of move speed if you are taking a bit of a heavier piece, or yeah, just on fighter, like fighter feels a little strange, but man, I just love fighter because you have so many options. It's just so
I
fun
feel
to
like-
have options. But
I feel like fighter's like the best class at the moment, personally.
Really? Wow,
Fighter
that's crazy.
above Bard, Bard and Druid.
Oh no, obviously not. I mean, Bard is just the best class.
is it you're gonna lie to us like that? Come on.
I feel like fighter is just so like you're faster now on base.
Yeah,
Anyways, no
I drop sprint. I don't use sprint anymore.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Now
yeah.
you can run taunt or
Breakthrough is
adrenaline
so
rush
good.
or whatever you want.
Breakthrough
And then
is it lasts
oh,
10
that,
seconds.
bro.
Breakthrough
Oh,
lasts
that one.
10 seconds.
What do you
That
got
is-
breakthrough,
it's
bro?
tough.
A fucking arrow slow.
Yeah,
Arrow
the
slow,
breakthrough's tough.
druid vines, fucking bind, all kinds of shit.
If roots didn't get
Yeah.
nerfed, I feel like breakthrough
Yeah.
would be amazing. Yeah, I feel like
Mhm.
no one.
I was
runs that
using
shit
it then and
anymore
it
as
didn't
well.
work. So
Oh,
Oh,
that was kind of unfortunate. It didn't work for a while
Alright.
on the roots, but it does now.
okay.
feels bad.
Yeah, I think people are really upset about the whole like sprint nerf, but there was a part of me that wanted to see more adjustments across like all the perks and skills. But I think that's coming. Like they've talked about it a lot that they're trying to work on some of that. But
There's
Fighter,
an
I
easy
still
thing
enjoy
for
Fighter.
yeah, fighter's fun, but I feel like there's an easy fix for sprint to make it still feel strong but balanced, which is initially when you hit the hotkey, you get a faster burst of speed that decreases down to
Yeah.
like 20 speed. So
Yeah.
you get like 50, and then a second later it goes down to 40, and then a second later it goes down to 35, and then 30, and then 25,
Makes-
and then 20.
make sprint and breakthrough like one perk and it's 5 seconds. Or one skill, it's 5 seconds.
That's a good idea.
Then you have the gap close. It's only
that
5
would be great.
seconds. It's 20 move speed. You can pressure a class in a bad spot.
I like that idea.
But usually what ends up happening is you want to take sprint and breakthrough together, and now it doesn't
Yes.
feel good.
Right.
Before you could kind of do it,
Hmm.
but 10 seconds on breakthroughs, whatever, you're just not going to catch them. They know. They're like, oh yeah, I got to turn and run. So
Yeah.
it's I think a lot of the upset people were the longsword guys because the on hit slow, and that 50 move speed was crucial to kill anyone with a longsword.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll figure it out.
Hmm.
I've been having fun. I just build like a high dex. I just kind of switched to Adrenaline Rush and what's the other one I've been running? Taunt, because you can build so much damage reduction now. You can basically get to
Yep.
60% PDR with Taunt and still move at 295 with like greens and blues on, and have a longbow with 10% action speed, and press Adrenaline Rush and have 25% action
Bro,
speed.
That's
Yeah.
strong.
I'm
Yeah.
cooking up the new meta for fighter. Full plate dual wield. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
I was doing that
actually
too, yeah.
good.
That works.
Yeah.
Run copper armor, man. You're at like 290, 295 probably.
Ooh, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
That's
Copper,
solid.
I'm
didn't
so
even think
addicted
of
to
that.
copper and cobalt. So addicted to it. I've just been literally going into sub 25 lobbies, farming copper, like cave troll, copper, like wolf pelts. All I want to do is craft. And I
Yeah.
wish there was more of it. I'm so addicted to it. Which,
Hell
okay, I'm going to throw a crazy hot take out there. What if Arena was like craftable gear only, or like looted gear only?
Whoa.
What if you had like
Hmm.
you had to actually craft the gear? Like you couldn't just buy crafted gear off the market, but it was like looted crafted gear in Arena.
Looted
For certain
crafted
ones,
is a
it'd be
good
kinda-
idea. I think that's cool.
That'd be cool because it kind of like it's so exciting when you hit a crafted piece that you like farmed for and it hits good and you're
Yeah.
like, damn, that's so satisfying.
No,
Even
that's
with
true.
the shop changes and you're like gambling almost a little on the shop changes.
Mm.
I'm so excited by that because I really don't like the marketplace much.
Same here.
I'd almost prefer to just do this entire wipe with just like crafted gear and just like see what I can build that way. Because I have so much money, I just farm cave troll. Like I'm just gonna pick out like 20k kits every time I go in the dungeon. Not really. Doesn't really interest me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's fun.
I don't really like crafting in any video game, but for some fucking reason, in the last couple of weeks, I have been going in with a goddamn pickaxe and actually mining and crafting gear. I like to make copper straw hats for my druid, and go in sub 25 lobbies with my copper straw hat on and and a white spear and a book and just farm Tim. It's so fun. Yeah, it's great. So Odin, you guys know Odin. He's a marketing manager at Ironmace. He was on the Hold the Line podcast. He had an interesting comment in my chat. He said, "It feels like Warlock and Druid are miles ahead in class design, which makes sense because they're the most recent classes. I think IM needs to take what they learned with the new classes and apply that to the old classes and Bard." I think Odin is
agree.
100% right. I think It'd be amazing if Ironmace just said, hey, the game's in a really fucking great spot. Let's just go back and tweak the older stuff that's not played as much in the older classes. Let's just concentrate on that. I would love that. I would love if they took the learnings from the last couple of classes and went back to Fighter, went back to Cleric, went back to Barbarian, went back to Ranger. I think it'd be amazing.
Maybe
Went
not
back to
Barb.
Rogue.
Fuck Barbs.
I think Rogue needs
agree,
a little bit of help, like a bit of a redux in a way.
The thing that's interesting is like, Warlock, but or maybe not so much Bard, but like Warlock and
Wizard.
Druid, there's so many like different ways of playing those classes and almost like different subclasses within those classes. But yeah, like some of the other guys, like, Barbarian, you do the same fucking thing. You hold W and hopefully you get a couple buffs. Ranger, you just, you hit shots, all that type of stuff. It's like, it's pretty like one dimensional for those classes. But yeah, like some of the other guys, some of the newer classes, like there's just so many different routes you could take with them. Yeah, that'd be sick actually if they just took the time to cook those classes a little longer.
I think it'd be great. I think some of the OG classes really need some love. Like, cause I mean, playing Warlock, playing Druid, playing Bard, it feels good. It feels different. It does feel like, wow, the devs have leveled their fucking ass up and evolved as a team and as designers. And you can tell with this class, you can tell that the Fighter is like a rough draft, like the first shot at what they were thinking. You can.
I feel like Fighter's pretty good, like well designed.
I'm not saying it's designed bad. I'm just saying it's more vanilla than the new shit,
sure.
the new flavors that we have.
I would say it's like simple, like it's not as exciting and flashy, and I even like I'm a person that hates second win just because it's like I go into a fight, I press my heel and hope I win. Like those things don't really excite me. But then I see a class like Druid, or like you're saying, it's like damn, they get some exciting things happen from the one exciting thing that was on Fighter was like a 50-second or 50 move speed sprint, and that's been hurt. So everyone's feeling a little sad and like bored with like what options do you have in Fighter that are exciting and fun. Oh, I can take a bow. Oh, but so can Ranger. So it's or survivable Bard. So yeah, more diversity. I think that maybe leads into where they want to go with subclassing and stuff, and class trainer, and maybe some of the stuff you learn from multi-classing. Who knows? But
give me a two-hand weapon
to say
perk.
it.
Give me a two-hander perk. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that too. Yep.
That's crazy. It's not a thing. I'll say it though. I think Wizard needs like a complete rework in terms of.
I think
spells
Wizard
and
needs
I feel
help.
like Wizard is the most left in the dust. Personally,
I agree.
Yeah,
Which is
I
so
don't
weird
see very
because
many at all.
I never see them, and when I do see them,
never
it's Timmy slowly backing up, cooking a fireball as someone walks up and stabs him in his eye and kills him like it's nothing.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm just picturing your axe, like the Sterling axe. Every time you describe these Timmys now, and it's like, oh yeah, some poor wizard.
I switched to a lockpick and kill him with a lockpick at this point. Like, I don't even need the axe. No, it's sad to see Timmy play Wizard. And it's so fucking weird though, because Wizard in the right hands with top end gear is still one of the most terrifying things in the game, hands down, still right now, I think. But to get to that point, to slog through, even like trying to make a new Wizard, ugh.
There's so much room for failure there.
Yeah, and you don't think so at all, Jay?
Everything's so good.
I feel like Wizard's the worst class.
It is.
For sure right now.
But I think with a top end player with top end gear though, can't you still just dumpster people?
I mean, sure, but like I feel like they're gonna push it into like a buffer soul support role. That's kind of where it's looking like it. It's just so bad. I don't know.
It is. It needs.
I think I'm a
it
little
needs
biased,
more.
so.
You are biased, but I think you're somewhat right. Like, I mean, a wizard is a Swiss Army knife of spells, and they do control, and they have utility, and they can do all kinds of crazy shit. They can summon stuff and teleport and fucking cast fireballs.
For instance, like, I think it's terrible by design because you need to have max damage rolls on every spot you can get damage to even become relevant. That's a giant flaw. And then, like, the fights are longer, right? So you run out of spells, nobody dies, and then you get W keyed because they know you have no spells.
Yeah.
All your melee options are terrible.
I think the worst part about
move speed
wizards is the new player experience. Imagine being a brand new player rolling wizard, and you call yourself Harry Pothead, and you stroll in as a level 1 fucking wizard, and you cast your fireball at a skeleton expecting it to blow apart with bones flying everywhere. Instead, you sink 4 fireballs into it and it's still alive. You're like, yo, what the fuck is this game?
Well, then the worst part follows. You sit on the floor for 30 minutes after.
Yeah,
It's like,
dude.
you don't feel too strong at that point.
Yeah, it definitely needs, and this is exactly what Odin was saying, and what I'm alluding to is they have leveled up with class design. They have gotten better as game developers, so it's time to go back to the early vanilla flavor classes, those old school early draft classes like Wizard and Rogue even, and maybe consider, giving them a redux.
Even Ranger's in that boat somewhat. I feel like Ranger doesn't have a Ranger doesn't really have much,
No, it's like straightforward. Yeah. Ryan, have you been playing any Wizard this wipe at all, or no? Because I know you had we did some trios of Wizard last wipe, but
I played a bit, yeah, and I agree on Jay's points because it definitely was a class that got hit the hardest by the recent gear changes and health changes. But I'm curious what Ironmace is going to do in a couple weeks, because Wizard to me has always been a class about preparation. Do you have all your spells before a fight breaks out?
Yes.
Are you positioned properly in your team if you're playing a 3-stack? But in a couple weeks, I expect Clarity Potions to come out.
Oh, yeah.
God, dude, please no.
Craftable only? Craftable only, though.
I don't give a fuck why.
I've been collecting my flowers, man.
Yeah, it sounds like that's going to change up at least Wizard gameplay pretty stiffly, because, Invis, haste, peel away from a fight, chug 2 potions, you're back in. So do they want to design the class around that?
Pots are awful, and I don't think they should ever come back.
I think experimenting with Clarity Potions as a craftable only thing, just to see what happens to the economy and what the player base does with it, is okay. But if it becomes a thing where you don't even let that wizard join the party if he doesn't have 18 Clarity Potions in his inventory. If it turns into that shit, you don't have Clarity Potions, fuck off. That was...
Right? Now they're just a tax on top of the worst class. That's all it is. And on clerics, they're just disgusting. It's not even about the wizard. It's the fucking clerics having infinite heals all of a sudden.
That shit was really
because they just sanctuary, everyone's overhealed, and then they chuck a fucking pot and they get it back. It's just so dumb. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think clarity pots were ever the problem on wizard. I think they're always the problem on cleric myself. You got 10 fucking spells, bro. If you need to make your spells last, you're gonna do it with 10 spells, But cleric is I drink 1, I get 4 heals back. Crazy.
Yeah.
4 full health from 25 to.
Maybe they just need to change the levels of it. Maybe
it's just nerf healing.
I don't know. It's hard.
It's simple.
There you go.
Wizard have innate spell recovery. Call it a day. It's step 1 band-aid for 1.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bad.
Makes sense. They're supposed to be the smartest, aren't they, or something all wise and shit?
I think that.
Why the fuck do they nerf magic lock? It's just so ridiculous, bro.
Honestly, what could be really cool for Wizard is if everyone can hit the G key and sit down and rest and recover health, which is cool. What if the Wizard, you know how some classes have a very specific cool thing, like Warlocks, they cast spells with their health, stuff like that.
They never die. They do everything right. Yep.
Well, what if Wizard just had Meditate baked into sitting down? Like that. I think that would be a game changer for the class. Fuck Meditate as a skill. Having to use Meditate on my skill bar just so that sitting down lasts a little bit of a shorter duration, so I can then go back to playing the game. That sucks as a skill, I think. But I like the rest to get health back kind of a thing. Sit down in front of a campfire with the boys in between fights. That's actually okay for a little bit of downtime.
I like that,
yeah, I think it's fine.
But I think it's strong enough that maybe it's suited as a perk. It should take up a perk slot.
Meditate should be a perk instead.
Maybe, sure. Well, they could just nerf it too, right?
That's
true.
They
nerf the meditation and then bake it in. But yeah, they just need something to help. Honestly.
Yeah.
Or just a better weapon or some shit. Something to at least help you with PvE.
Where's the wand, man? Where's Harry Potter and his wand?
Actually, it's gone, bro. Where's the wand, Ryan?
Flying wizard.
Yeah, Ryan, where's the wand?
I think it was
the initial. How's the initial trailer of the game? It's not out.
Over a year ago.
It's been 2 years.
Crazy. Oh man.
And when they drop it, it's gonna be 15 wand headshots to kill a normal skeleton. You already know.
Yeah, Wizard needs help, man. Wizard needs help.
Yeah, I don't even think that just like the passive recharge of spells, just the innate ability would be that bad either. But it sounds
Yeah,
like
that wouldn't be that bad.
like they want the wizard to be full support, right? By the time sorcerer comes out, if they still want to do that, I'm pretty sure that's
True.
like the direction
Oh,
they
yeah.
want to go.
But come on, bro, they're gonna leave it dead for like the next year while they work on Sork? No way.
I mean, I think you already know the answer. It just seems like they're doing it anyway.
I know they
That's
are.
what it
I know they are.
seems like.
That's what I
it's
say.
like-
I gotta call him out, bro. It's messed up. What happened to old SDF or his class in Discord with Wizard? No, he's a fucking Ranger player.
Times
Nah,
No,
change.
he doesn't
Yeah.
play Ranger. He doesn't play Ranger. I don't
What do you mean? I called him out when he was on the podcast because he's talking about like warlocks are gonna get like weapons in demon form because they need to test it for Sork.
Yep.
And I was like, "We get it, bro. You main warlock." He's like, "No, I play Ranger now."
Oh my fucking
Motherfucker.
god!
Yeah, he
Okay.
did say that.
That explains the trap buff. Oh boy.
That's funny.
Hey, thank you,
Disgusting.
SDF. We love you, baby. We love you, baby.
Chronic Killers in my chat, to take it back to Wizard for a second, said, why not just make meditate like scale with knowledge or something like that? So
It
like,
does. Well, at least it
so-
used to.
I don't notice it. So like if I have super
think it
high
does.
knowledge, do you get your spells back faster sitting down? Because I never notice.
Well, you get like more.
All
per
I
tick
see
or
is the
whatever.
bar do this
Yep.
slowly
Pretty
as
sure it
fuck.
does. Pretty sure it
That's
feels
all
it.
I ever see.
But it's like, yeah, if you're running good gear with meditate, you're trolling. You know?
Well,
It's
yes.
like, how do you get past
okay.
that?
Sure. Yeah.
First of all, right?
No, I hear you. Yeah, Wizard needs some love. What class do you think out of all of them needs the most love? Needs a proper
Wizard by far.
Wizard? Yeah,
Not even close, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah.
Like I know rogue players are still a little salty, but I feel like rogue's perfectly viable right now. This is really not a bad class.
Rogue in
talking-
the right hands is absolutely terrifying and dumb strong, but in weak hands,
Yeah.
it's laughably bad. It's insane.
just that-
Yeah.
It's just that rogues are like kind of forcing a triple DPS. I feel like if you play like rogue with cleric, like you're trolling. I feel like on the high end.
Yeah, I feel like if you look at the game from like players of average skill level, yeah, I think
Yeah,
Wizard is probably
Wizard.
going to be
I
the
agree
one
with
that suffers the most right now.
Well, even then, it's like if you play rogue, you always have the option, like as a casual player, you don't even have to fight anybody. You can just run
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, you can learn a lot. The first class I leveled to 20 was a rogue, just to learn the maps and stuff. That was way back when I
That's
played
good.
Test 3, so yeah. I could not survive on Barbarian. I just died all the time with my slow axe, and then I'll just play Rogue. I'll just play Rogue and learn how to get out of this place. Yeah.
What mode do you guys play the most? Do you guys play HRs? Do you play normal or norms plus, which is like, 25 gear score higher? Norms plus HR is kind of what I call it.
HR.
HR.
Last season it was all HR. This season we're farming the Timmys. We're farming them.
Ooh.
We're farming the Steve Timmys. Played a lot of HR today though. It was really fun too.
You're just as evil as Soma, bro. I know you're asked to bring like 30 traps into a
Oh, yeah.
0 to
Oh, yeah.
24.
I either 30 traps into normals or doing the Yeti chase where I'll pull the entire map of ice caves and the Yetis break door and they can't hit you as a rat. So I'll just have like a train of 30 mobs and I just
30.
dump them on trios and it's so much fun, man. Do a little role play
You're
while you're
definitely the
doing
most
it.
evil in here now.
Oh my god, it's so much fun.
I think the game feels absolutely incredible in like norms plus. Going in with whatever, pretty much any gear I want except named items, in the norms setting is just it's perfect. Like HR mobs or whatever. Like at this point, everyone here has played long enough where we know how to like take on pretty much any mob in the game for the most part. I just think the HR mobs are annoying, and I could kill them all. Like I'm not even saying I'm getting my ass kicked by them. I just don't think it's fun.
I'm super impatient with mobs, so like I couldn't give a shit about fighting a mob or doing it properly. I'm just like, I'll just drink a bunch of potions and bandage after, and this thing dies. Let's move on.
Right. Sure.
So no, I've mostly though been like sub 25, just farming like mats and stuff to craft with. I've been doing so much like cave and trying to get wolf pelts and stuff. But now that I know there's like a way to put a blue pair of pants on, and I may switch up my build a little and those.
Dude, you
Now
can
that I have the
get
green light.
a nice weapon a nice weapon equipped, a green ring, a green amulet, and some boots on.
Jesus.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
but I've been trying out some like Norms Plus today with like fun kits, which is I felt really bad about it at the start. I'm like, I don't really want to just full send Norms Plus like day 1, day 2, whatever it was, because it was just a slaughter in there. People with like one green item on, like they have a green weapon and they're just like wandering around and you're killing them with your kit that's like somewhat crafted.
It feels bad. Yeah.
You know. So, but then once the leaderboard happened, I'm not really a leaderboard grinder. So HR solos is like people just going from one boss to the next with Warlock or Bard, like full bisque gear and just on repeat in solo Goblin Caves. So
Yeah.
it can be a little challenging in there if you're trying to learn stuff.
Yeah, it feels a bit bad to, as someone said, while we min-maxing on Timmy's. It does feel a little bit bad, but it's also fun. It's just it's just a game.
Today's the first day I took gear into like normals.
bro.
Yeah.
The only thing I wonder is like, okay, everyone's having fun right now, right?
Yeah.
We're all having fun. The Timmies are having fun. We're having fun. No matter how you play the game, you're having fun. But is the game sustainable letting you bring legendaries into normals? Like,
No, they need
like,
a cap.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
Ryan
like
does it. So
I don't know, man. Like I think it's fun right now, but I don't know if it'll be the same in like some time. I don't know. I just get a bad feeling about it. I've always had this like bad feeling about them reintroducing that. I don't know.
What do you think about I don't know. What do you think about getting rid of High Roller and just baking it into the queues for like MMR, like X amount of MMR above? You just get queued into High Roller, you know?
yeah,
Because the HR queues are dead as fuck.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it's just so dead still.
As long as there's tooltips that like tell you when you're going into different things, because that's something that's kind of bad right now. But yeah, as long as the player is aware of what they're about to queue into, yes, I think that's cool.
I agree. And I honestly, I'm not a fan of normal HR in general. I've never have really been a fan of HR and like that whole philosophy and like that crack at difficulty.
Yeah.
I would like a more Diablo 2-esque sort of like normal mode, nightmare mode, hell mode sort of difficulty thing, where once you start going in at a certain character level and with certain gear and like hours played on the character, all this stuff is factored in. Like, hey, like you probably shouldn't be like Timmy stomping in norms at level 154 with this blue gear on in norms. Like you should go in here instead. But I feel bad for the actual developers at Ironmace that have to figure out like what the difficulty loop is and like what end game truly is, because people are used to norms in HR. They're used to a certain thing in the game, but I don't think it is the long-term solution and way it should be. So what is that? I don't know, but I've never really been a fan of HR.
It's hard to say too. I was even just talking with Chad about this today, is like, even if you ask the player in terms of like gameplay loop and end game, the amount of people that have never killed an HR boss is crazy. Like even the people who are like in like a Twitch chat and stuff like that, like people are pretty passionate about the game. Like so many people have not killed an HR boss. So there has to be more like it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Very good.
I'm trying to. I just want to include Ryan. Didn't you do a poll on Frost Wyvern? What did that end up being? Like the amount of people that attempted it?
Oh, that attempted it?
Yeah.
I think it was like less than 5%.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous like that.
Surprised.
Yeah, which makes sense because
just...
it really is just a streamer boss, right? If you have the community to like, you know,
100%.
set up and, you know, we're going to queue in at this time.
It's a streamer boss and a cheater boss. Call it what it is. You
Oh,
know?
yeah. The cheater boss for sure.
Well, this is, I feel, I mean, this is gonna sound weird, but I feel a little partially responsible for the pre-team announcement. Because like Lucy was in the chat on like the second or third day. And I was telling Lucy, because like we had pre-teamed like day 2. Well, we were like, all right, guys, we're making sure we're on US East and we're going to queue in, 3, 2, 1. And we were like, oh, we're just working on our communication as a team, right? So
I was watching that. And I was like, huh. I saw the announcement. I'm like, I know where this came from.
It was a little wrong. But Lucy was there and I was like, Lucy, this is kind of fucked up. Because, the only people really doing this are pre-teamers. There's some like a 12-man Discord, and I'm in that thing. But
it's not even like...
I don't think it's a good idea anymore. It was amazing on paper.
Yeah. Because it's nothing to do with like the actual difficulty of the dragon, right? You could essentially do it with enough gear, 3 people. So it's literally just unlocking the
I mean, you
dragon.
could probably solo it, but we'll never know in the current setup, right?
Yeah.
So I was just going to build a bit on what Soapy was saying about people not experiencing a lot of those things. As someone that like, other than playing like the odd time with these guys, which we really haven't done a lot the last couple of weeks, but being like a solo gamer, there's a lot of content that's like, unless you have a good friend group that's like, committed to learn these things, or you have a community like a streamer or whatever, there's just no way you're doing some of those things. Even like Inferno bosses, like that's sure I could go learn them solo after thousands of hours like Sparky, and like just like pull my hair out every time a rogue comes in and tries to like shank me as I'm doing Warlord or something. But as a solo guy, I've been just like fixed on Goblin Caves. I love it in there right now. There's just so much to do. There's focus points. There's no zone. It doesn't feel like a huge map. You're not just wandering through the dark. Like Howling Crypts to me is the most boring one. Like, what am I doing in there? I'm not gonna go fight bosses. I'm not waiting half an hour, 30 minutes for that. I can go fight Troll or Cyclops or Frost Wyvern. What am I doing in the Abyss? Like, what am I even doing there? There's no point me being down there. So
No,
I've
it was
been really
awful.
stuck.
You know what's
Goblin
crazy?
Caves.
I have friends that are absolute bangers in PvP. They've been playing since like playtest 3. They have only attempted like Norms bosses like 6 times.
Yeah.
They've killed Ghost King once maybe, and they have
It's crazy how
hundreds
few.
and hundreds of hours. That's crazy. But I mean, some people just want to get in there and kill Timmy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Teach their own. Okay, we've been going for over an hour now. It's already an hour and 6 minutes. That flew by.
Wow.
Holy shit. Why don't
Keep it
we,
cooking, bro.
dude? That flew by real quick. Why don't we switch it up to Q&A? Chat.
All right. What do you guys think about Raid Q? Sorry.
Sure.
Raid queue.
Do it. I fucking would love that. A 4 or 5 man only raid queue. Maybe you have to like spend gold or something. Like there's like some sort of ticket or something you have to spend to go into it. I think that'd be amazing.
You think it would have to have PvP though? Like you think it'd be 2 raid teams and that's the lobby?
Ooh,
Yeah,
Like
so
2 4-mans or whatever.
yeah, so the way I kind of envision it in my head, like shower thoughts, is like 2, 3, or 4 teams of 4 or 5 or whatever it is on a big map with a really, really long time limit, and all the mobs are like really difficult, and you have to like really think about every single fight and like focus firing certain things or using CC or heals at a certain place, like knowing when to rest. I think it'd be super difficult, like a WoW raid, and that there would be chambers where teams would potentially come together and they could choose to fight or not. So like you start here and here, and then the tunnels lead to this like antechamber here where you could fight or not, and then it leads on to like a raid boss room from there or something like that, right? So you can choose to engage in the PvP or not. And then choose to team up with other people or not, kind of a thing. And then at the end, there would be a giant raid boss that you could cooperate with other teams or not. And then the only way to get out would be to defeat the boss. And the time limit would be like
so
90 minutes or
bro.
like some super, super stupid long time limit so that you could really get through the content. But that's how I kind of
The Wyvern is just so sick. I hope they make more bosses like that.
Oh,
And
man.
they
Definitely.
could literally justify like having the raid.
It's like one guy made it, right? As usual.
No.
One guy.
No. So
I just
Oh,
want to
it
know. I
No,
just want to
so-
know if it came off the marketplace. That's all.
I don't know that answer, but I know that Ice Abyss and the
just
Wyvern
curious.
fight and that whole thing is the reason why it seems so polished and has so many cool monsters, and it seems like, wow, this is like elevated, is because there's more people, there's more than one monster guy now, and there's a little bit of help. So they were able to actually like really put a bunch of good shit under the hood for Abyss. That's why there's so many badass new monsters that people didn't really see coming, like the Frost Demon and all this crazy shit. The Frost Dog with like the pink fucking razorback. Like I didn't see any data mining for that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of surprises because there's more people on the team.
I guess we really didn't talk about the Abyss.
Oh yeah,
Very
we haven't
good.
talked about it. I fucking love
It's
it.
great
good,
down
like,
there. It's just
million
no
new
reason.
mobs, you know?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Makes me a little jealous for like Goblin Caves and Crypts. Maybe we need
Yeah.
to spruce up the mobs a little,
Like,
you know?
If I didn't have to wait like 14 minutes to get there, I'd be in there all the time. But like I'm just like a quick burst of this game is usually what I'm up for. 15, 20 minutes. That's kind of my style. So once I'm sitting around waiting for something, I'm just like, okay, my time's too valuable for this shit, you know.
Yeah.
It's an amazing. Okay, that being said, probably the best map ever, like best content in terms of mobs, like you guys are saying, I've ever seen. So
It's actually hard
it's
as
crazy
fuck,
cool
too.
down there. Yeah, it's
It's
super
hard.
difficult, super challenging, super surprising.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I don't really have a point to go there unless I'm joining and trying to like stream snipe Jay or something. And like, it's like or maybe like Ryan, and he did a couple of them too. And I seen like Augie did a longsword crusade down there to kill the thing, which is cool. But you need friends for that shit, you know.
Yeah, like there's less cheese spots down there too. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
really, like dude, hell, like Inferno, there's so many places to cheese mobs that like once you know, it doesn't even really feel hard, really. But yeah, the Abyss, like, oh my god, you gotta make sure you pull one mob at a time if you're down there by yourself, bro. You could not overfull.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
funny.
unless you're a
Harpies,
warlock,
bro, you're just dead.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed about Dad is typically you go in with your team and everyone just like picks a mob in the room and everyone fights their own fight, and then you loot as you go. Then you go to the next room and I'll go left, you go straight, you go right, kill the mobs, loot up, rinse, repeat. I love that when you go down to a place like the Abyss, it feels more like a WoW dungeon where it's like, all right, we gotta be really careful with this pool. Let's not get 3 skeletons. Let's only get this one. Oh my god, if that thing hits us, we're gonna die in like 3 hits. We have to focus fire on it now. We gotta CC it. Let's use a treant to like stop it on this rock. We're all gonna DPS it down together, then go to the next thing. I love that it's more methodical. That you have to be more intentional with what you're doing. You have to use more tactics and teamwork. You have to focus fire on mobs. I fucking love that shit.
You gotta jump that fucking wall statue because it's so OP.
Yeah, I love the Abyss. Yeah. Honestly, it's a good level challenge. I think the loot needs to be buffed just a tiny bit to encourage players to go down there. Because like you spend like 10 minutes clearing one module and you're like, oh shoot, got my white longsword. Hell yeah, it's gonna be like 50 gold in the market.
Right.
But I will say one class kind of breaks the rules down there, and that is the Warlock. Because you could just pull an entire room, phantomize Flame Walk, and then Hellfire. Room's cleared. Next room.
Warlock
So I don't know.
is ridiculous.
It's like one of those times. It's like, you know, maybe that class needs like a tiny bit of rework if they want to make PvE an important part of the game. If not,
just delete it.
Let's just delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome design place. Well done.
They
well
should
done.
just get a debuff in Ice Hill and get a buff in Inferno Hill. I'll say it.
All right. Chat, questions, concerns, comments. What do you have for the panel and I? Let's see what you guys got. Let me look at my chat. What you got in your chat, Jay?
They're gonna add achievements on Steam. That's a good question. I know people love that.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be great. Even like just in-game achievements, like not even Steam related. Like what if I had a couple buddies talk about this the other day and I thought it was cool. Like what if you like for certain milestones you hit in game, it unlocks character portraits, like outlines, like frames and whatnot in game. So if you kill the Wyvern, you get like a cool frozen portrait. If you kill the Lich 100 times, you get some like epic undead fucking frame around your portrait or something like that.
Hell yeah!
I think shit like that would be cool.
That's a good idea.
I think so. Or there's portraits you can purchase for redstones or bluestones as well. You can earn certain things that are unique to only certain things that you accomplish. I think that would be fucking fun.
I thought that's what they were gonna do with Fame. Like Fame, like would like make your border different or something, like your little like character icon. Because we still don't know really what Fame's gonna do, right? Have they said?
I think it's really just like how long you've been playing that character and what level overall. Like what's your long-term level? Yeah. Which is, I mean, I agree with you. I'd like to see something a little bit more from that. It's cool to see someone with like a level 117 barbarian that also has like 150 fame. You're like, damn, that guy's pretty good with barb at this point. Probably 300 plus levels. But yeah, I wish that fame gave a little bit more, but it's all early systems, right?
Also, where the fuck are all the druid form skins in the money shop that are red shards exclusive? Make some money. It's literally free, bro. You have a money
Did you see
printer.
the rat?
You just gotta give it
The
time.
rat with the hat, bro.
The rat with the hat,
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if they put like a chef's hat rat skin in the shop, it's like $100,000 idea. Like they're crazy to not do that.
No, I think we haven't talked much about like what to put in the store. I think that some people have some really cool ideas. I've been shower thinking, shower thoughts about like what could be cool.
Mhm.
Like, do you guys think like, let's say one day there's guild halls or something in the game, which they've talked about before. Like, what if you could go into the store and with redstones, like buy a skin for your guild hall? Like the regular guild hall just looks like a regular
sick.
building.
Why not?
But if I could
Definitely.
spend like $10 and make it look like Vikings Valhalla or like some Roman
you're damn
fucking
right.
Legion house or like something like that, wouldn't that be sick? I feel like people would spend
Yeah.
money on that kind of stuff, right?
That'd be cool.
Dude,
I got the
honestly,
war-
Yeah,
Warhorn.
guild tabards, bro, in the shop or whatever.
Sure, that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or like you pay a cost and you get to design your own or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
You
like
gonna
that'd be
say,
sick. Yeah.
Dicks everywhere. If you can make your own, it's gonna be dicks and cocks everywhere.
That's true.
The Call of Duty ones, the Call of Duty.
So
ones.
it's
Black
perfect.
Ops,
It'd
be
like,
perfect.
Icon
Yeah.
maker.
It'd be like a
It's-
two
yeah.
like drawn boobs in their emblem.
It's slowly going to
Cam.
just devolve into
Yeah.
just everyone has dick butt as their tabard.
Dude, even right now, they could sell skins for your lobby, like your tavern, little waiting room with your 3
I think
dudes.
that'd be sick.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like free money right there.
I
Yeah.
agree. I think it'd be cool.
I mean, I love the Warhorn. The Lycan, I call it the Lycan
Oh,
Horn
that's
of
such
War.
a good emo.
Oh yeah.
And you blow that thing before you engage on the poor Timmy, and they're just like, "What is this noise?" That poor
Oh,
Warhorn. Oh man.
Dude, what if you
After
could
these,
spend
like-
money and have different sounds? Like you get like the Kenny G saxophone sound for $5.
Oh, or like a rat playing a harmonica or something. You know?
The funniest thing about the horn is when I'm helping these like fresh Timmies with no shoes. I always gotta keep saying that.
Mhm.
I'll like be guiding them, right? And they're all like looting chests. And I look at the timers, like 2 minutes left. I blow the horn. All 3 heads snap at me. And I'm like, "Let's go."
Yeah, to war.
Or gather around, boys. Get over here, man.
That is fucking hilarious. That's great.
It's perfect. Best emote ever.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, chat. Give us your questions. What you got?
I have a sort of an interesting one. It's about like the 3-tiered. You guys kind of talked about a raid one, but do you guys think they ever go back to 3-tiered like system where they're like, remember runes, howling crypts, and inferno, or do we just like keep it locked at 2? Is 2 a healthy number for frost? You get the frost mountain down to frost abyss, but are they
They
doing
talked
3?
about it a little bit. Yeah, they said that they would add like a dungeon express, which is like, let's say you take a red, the waiting room, they're gonna put like vendors in it. They didn't
Oh,
really
yes.
elaborate on it.
And the
Yeah.
expressmen that like take stuff back for you, so you
Yeah.
can keep going further. Right.
Yeah.
Which is like a decent
got-
idea, but I feel like it should be temporary. Like you store it, and if you die, you lose it. It shouldn't be like a guaranteed.
Mhm.
Well, they said it was like let's say you're in crypts, you get down through a red portal, and there would be some NPC that would say, "Hey, for a fee, I can sell you this or send
Yeah.
this to your stash." And then the expressman in dungeon, if you guys remember, SDF sent a picture of
Yeah, the
a
picture.
guy with a dog,
Yeah.
and like the dog will like run stuff out of the dungeon for you. That
And
I
this
think
is
that's
with
cool.
like merged
Yeah.
lobbies too, potentially, right?
Mhm.
And then like
Yeah.
randomized modules and
Randomized
stuff as well,
stuff,
or
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be
mods.
cool.
So like that is a much different experience. Like 3 different dungeons, all with full players in each of them. Like you're sending loot back.
It's
that's a
gonna feel
different
way
feel.
different. Yeah, it's gonna
Like,
feel a lot
I'm a
different.
Goblin Caves player. Like that stops at 15 minutes. You're on that raft, like that thing out of there. That will lift. So
Hmm.
it's gonna be crazy.
Um,
Exciting stuff.
Tatted Nate Gaming said, "Bar being able to buff and debuff through walls needs to be addressed to feel it should be line of sight." Well, I tend to agree until I'm like, I'm listening to music though.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
gotta
hear
I
it.
don't gotta fucking look at the
That's all.
strings on the guitar to fucking hear the shit. I feel like it's okay. I actually disagree.
Yeah,
Um,
I've never really worried about it.
Trauma GG, is Soapy hosting any tourneys soon? And will the pod do a co-cast with Soapy for it esports style?
Oh gosh, I really want to do a trios tournament, right? But no ETA on that. We'll see. We'll see. That should it's crowd funded, right? So like I don't want to like ask people to fund one after we did one so recently. And but yeah, it's good for the game. It's
5,000.
good for me. It's good for the players. So it's kind of hard not to like want to do it, but we'd have to see what the theme would be. Mine always have like a theme. So because I like keeping them more fun than like sweaty. Like I don't think that this game is an esport, nor should it be. Like I used to be involved in esports stuff, so
Mhm.
like whenever I look about this game, I try to make the tournaments more fun than sweaty. But
Sure.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see for sure.
All right, well, there you go. Glocktane's in chat. What's up, brother? Glocktane asks, when we thinking we're gonna get those sweet, sweet account quests, like account-wide
He's
quests?
your brother too, eh? That's crazy.
I mean, like account-wide quests. Like if I do a quest on my fighter, it counts on my barbarian kind of a thing. Or like, yeah, why not? Sure.
I feel like a
Shared stash kind of.
Yeah.
Shared stash helps a lot.
Yeah, the shared stash
the
actually
very
helps
least-
quite a bit with it. So I
It's
think
crazy.
I think
At
it's
the very
not that bad.
least, you should, like, your upgraded trader should be account wide. You know what I mean? At like the very least. That way you don't, when you go from like your main to your alt, it's not like a miserable time.
That's
Doesn't really make
a
sense.
good
'Cause
point.
I can just stuff it into my. I can like craft it and then just send it to my other guy anyway. So it's like
Yeah, it's just inconvenient as fuck.
it's just inconvenient. Yeah, switching around.
LFO Solars asks, my question for the panel is what would they do to help Timmy's understand more how to fight the mob? So many people quit because they can't even grasp spacing and stuff. Just concerned about new player retention is all. That's a good
Watch Ryan's
question.
videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say watch Ryan 6 days a week. Also, like people said the same shit about like the Dark Souls series. Like no one's gonna fucking play these games. It's too hard. People are just gonna quit. And I mean, now it's an entire Souls-like is a genre. You know, like I'm not too worried about it. If people are turned off by the difficulty of the game, then go fucking play Farmville or fucking something else. You know, like go away. It's hard. It's not. It's just not for you, and not everything has to be for everyone. And when devs try to make games like that, you get shit like Diablo 4 and fucking retail WoW. You know, it's not great.
At the very least, they need to do a small tutorial. Like,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Just a little one.
Mouse
Just
over
a
your
little.
stats. Force you to look at the squire. Force you to learn how to, you know, like at least read your abilities. Like, you know, they should make you flip through like a couple screens.
I agree.
If I see another level 1 fighter pop second win in the lobby, bro, I'm gonna lose it.
Dude, even if it's just like, hey, it's your first time making a character ever, you're about to go fight rats underneath the tavern in the basement for 5 minutes, and like this is what left click does, and this is what this does. You highlight certain things, like this is your Q, this is your E. I think that'd be a good, amazing, great thing. Yeah, I think the game 100% needs it. But it does. Is the game doomed if it does not get that? Fuck no, it's fine. I think a tool for Timmy to learn the game is awesome. If it never comes, so be it, learn or not. That's just how it is.
It's just that you should have it. There's like no drawback.
There's no drawback.
That's really it.
The only drawback is dev time and hours put in to create it. But once it's out there, then it'll.
An intern like 45 minutes to do that.
Totally. Yeah.
Even watching like some of the other streamers that are coming across, and they're like they get a green piece of gear and they can't take it in until level 20, and they're like, well, what the fuck is this? And they're all so confused. But it's just like it's not super available. Like you don't really just know that right off the hop. So
yeah,
after a couple of games, they figure it out, obviously. But
sure,
that could just be eliminated right off the start. Like some of those things.
I think the biggest thing is just like if you make a new character, it should be forced to talk to the squire, because there's so many people I watch that just skip it entirely.
Oh,
they have no idea what the squire is.
Honestly, they should just put them health pots and bandies like default on every class now, because it's just like
with the boots.
So with the boots, Timmy, gets hit one time, is just dead. You know what I mean? When he could have had some heals for sure.
AK-47 LOL. What are some dream environments or settings for maps or ideas that you have for some cool
Your
levels?
mom's house.
Okay.
It's a pretty fun spot, actually. A lot of players.
That's just rude,
love
bro.
going to mom's.
Mine was a joke. Yours is like too real.
What's wrong with that? You can go to my mom's house if you want. Anytime you want, Jay. She's a nice lady. She'll cook you dinner.
All right.
See, the first thing that comes to mind is like Oblivion, like Alien Ruins. I don't know if you guys played Oblivion. That's like the first thing that comes to mind. I don't even know what aesthetic that would be. But...
What's it called? Don't you take a portal as well? Can't you take a portal?
Yeah, like Alex Jones.
Oh, that's boss? like the actual Oblivion gates or whatever.
Yeah, the gates. Okay, that's different then. Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of like white, like marble. like elven ruins, like that
Oh,
type of
okay.
stuff.
That'd be
Yeah, yeah.
sick. That'd be cool. Like an elvish forest and elvish ruins or elvish city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
I'm excited they mentioned like a water or flooded map because that
Oh,
just
yeah, I mentioned a
makes
water
me
map.
excited
Oh, yeah.
about
Yeah.
fishing. That just
Oh,
makes me a little more
fishing.
interested.
Fishing,
I just got
dude.
76 on my
man.
old school RuneScape character just so I could fish sharks, which I never did in the past. And the day I'm fishing sharks, SGF drops that in there, or Terrence, whichever one dropped that in general chat, and I'm like, it was meant to be, man. I want to go fishing. So
Yeah,
I can't wait. Some craftable item
that'd
that
be
I
cool.
can fish out of a lake. Oh,
that
some
sounds fun.
mat I need for a quest, you know,
I want to see.
while tree ants are getting spammed. Yeah.
I want to
everywhere.
see an evil wizard tower that you have to climb up slowly. I want to see an abandoned dwarvish city like Mines of Moria type shit. I would like to see like a medieval village that's on fire being overrun by the undead, like a zombie apocalypse in a medieval village. I would like to see the Underdark, like where the dark elves are and shit, like mind flayers and stuff down in the
Very
Underdark.
cool.
Like bioluminescent kind of stuff, like glowing blue mushrooms on the walls as you like fight dark elves in caves. I would like to see a cursed pyramid, like you're in like some like undead overridden like desert town and you like fight your way to a pyramid, and then once you get to the red portal you go into the pyramid and fight some cursed fucking pharaoh or some shit. I would like to see it was at the tip of my tongue. What is it? I was talking about this yesterday. Like a mountain type level, like actually like fighting on a mountain top, like on a mountain peak, like
Hi,
like
Hrothgar.
so not like inside of an ice cave, but like you're actually like think like Skyrim or something like that, like high up on a mountain, shit like that. Yeah. Like really cool vistas around you, like you can see like what the actual world Dark and Darker looks like. You're up high on a mountain, you can like see shit. You can see maybe the Howling Crypts or the ruins in the distance, or out in the distance in the horizon you see the ice cave or something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Can definitely tell you play Dungeons and Dragons. Can
Yeah.
definitely tell.
Only listed a couple, eh?
Oh,
Indeed,
shit.
25 maps, yeah.
Pretty
That's not
awesome.
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Ryan, you got any
awesome.
left that you could think of now that?
Dude, I was gonna say, someone's got all the good ideas. I think he listed every like location available.
I'm a dork.
No, but I actually asked my community a while back. This was like 3 months ago when things were a little dry. But one of the ones that came up, which was very similar to the crypts, but kind of different in my eyes, was like a gothic castle, like more vampiric opposed to like skeletons.
Yeah, that would be sick.
And I don't know, like I was
actually
just
like
thinking
that a
on that
lot.
one.
I didn't
Yeah,
even think
because
of
you
that.
could do some pretty cool like debuffs associated with that. Like, you know, we've got like the frost map, which has like the ice debuff. But maybe there's like some weird bleed or like increased damage the longer you linger around kind of debuff on the vampire map.
Oh,
I don't know.
another one that I forgot about. A giant hedge maze with a minotaur boss in it. Like some sort of like
the Minotaur.
Looming boss,
a
the roaming
labyrinth.
boss.
Yeah, like a labyrinth kind of map. You have to
It's a
like
fun-
somehow
that's a
get
raid
out.
map.
Yeah.
That could be the raid map you guys are talking about, like the labyrinth. It's actually
True.
Can we get
That
some
maze.
open world bosses though? Like some roaming bosses?
That'd be cool.
That's what I've been saying forever, bro.
Dude, hell
How is
yeah.
it not a thing? Or like rare spawn, enemies. Even
Yeah.
how?
a shiny wraith.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
that'd be sick.
Loot Goblin.
Yeah.
It'd even be
Yeah,
nice,
we're
like
not-
sometimes in the crypt, like maybe some different mob spawn. Like, the mobs from the ice caves have like found their way into the crypt, and like maybe just in one module they're just a little different. Just add like some spice or something.
No,
Even though
that could
it
be
doesn't really make
in-game
sense.
events, bro. Like
Like goblin
Blizzard
attack.
is
Yeah.
approaching on crypts or whatever, and then it just turns them into frost skellies.
It's crazy that we still don't have treasure goblin and like random events.
How?
It's
Dude,
crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's like such free content. I don't understand it. I really don't.
Yeah. Golden mob. Yeah, 1 in every million mobs or something, like drops like crazy gear, something. Yeah, I don't know.
The 3 like AI devs and like monster devs right now are just like shaking their heads at us. Like, this
The
should have
map
been
guy
done months
just, like,
ago.
Get a fourth
He just-
guy.
Yeah, he just like blocked Soma, the map guy, in Discord. He's like, "Sorry, Soma, too many maps. We just need to focus, man. Yeah.
Speaking of too many maps, volcano map, like a lava
Oh.
volcano type map.
always
a
for
little
that, yeah.
elemental map. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
Fuck
sick.
it, let's just add Detroit. Just make Detroit a fucking map, bro.
Dark and darker with guns. Yeah, I think
Always good for a
there's
good
so
fire map.
many cool locations that could be done. There really is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool shit.
It's like the perfect vessel for those
Mhm.
things. This game, it's so good. Like all those things you're mentioning are just like I want them all. Like
Yeah.
that's the I love about the fantasy genre and like D&D and all those things. It's so free to be creative and it works.
Mm.
So let's bring them on. I like them all. Yeah.
Someone
I'm so
said,
jealous, man.
Someone said like an Aztec map. Like imagine like some Aztec pyramid, and there's like cannibals and like blood rushing down the stairs as they commit human
That's
sacrifice.
so evil.
The Aztecs literally would line up slaves and they would slowly trudge up these giant pyramids and they would walk barefoot up these massive structures and blood would be spilling down the stairs and
I
it'd
don't
get
wanna know this
thicker.
shit,
It would
bro.
get thicker the higher you went, and they would be laying on a table and their heart would be removed from their chest and they would be killed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I can see why they didn't last. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they lasted a long time. What killed them was disease in the Spanish. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Pretty
shouldn't have
crazy.
been sacrificing everybody up there.
Yeah, pretty crazy. It's not fake news. Don't you read, people? Come on. But yeah, it was, pretty sad, obviously. Not cool. Anyway, more questions. What else we got?
I got weird and dark.
talking about real life history. Let's just talk about fake game
Yeah,
stuff.
fake, bro.
God forbid we bring up
Yeah.
real things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's not talk about real history.
How dare he?
What do we got? You can read it equals true. Yeah, exactly. Anything written is real and true.
Themed weapon design. So like weapons designed around some of those map themes. I'm guessing they're chatting about.
Oh wait, what's the what are you guessing the frost sword is going to be used to make? Is that a weapon or
That's
armor?
what I was
Ooh.
gonna go with this. Like maybe there's like a certain weapon you can craft or that's unique
Yeah.
to those items. Because you have like Demon's Glee and all that, which that needs demon blood, but it'd be cool to have like frost or map specific weapons, I guess, you could like make with stuff in game.
I hope it's no weapons that
yeah.
have like on hit slow or something like that. That would kind of suck.
Yeah.
Viola.
Like, they can,
too.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
Viola would crash.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
about
really
that.
hope this might be the most plausible, but it's probably going to be something with a frost debuff, huh? It's like immunity to it.
Yeah, you're either
Huh.
immune or you get like wizard's ice armor.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, frost armor.
Interesting.
I don't know. The crazy thing though is that there's no uniques anymore, and it's a legendary craft because it's legendary ore, which means it's gonna
Right.
have 5 rolls. So Froststone or Frost Ore or whatever is gonna be crafting unique
Crazy.
grade gear essentially.
Hmm.
So that shit is gonna be big OP. And if it's gate kept behind a pre-teaming boss, then like
That's
you're
not
asking
good.
Into
for so
normal-
much pain, bro.
You're
Every
right.
single person that runs that shit would be basically a cheater at that point,
Into
Nice.
normals we go.
Mm.
Yep.
That shit would be OP as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Legit, I don't know. I hope it's not too OP though. I'm slightly worried about it. Haven't you been farming it for like days? Don't you have a shitload of that stuff? The Froststone?
Yeah, we had like 200 some. We split for 2.
Holy God.
200
They're only,
ore?
like, they're only like 900 each, bro. No big deal.
Oh.
Jesus. Nice.
And they're
Okay.
gonna probably skyrocket, I would imagine. If skull keys are 34k right now, there's no way.
Here,
It's insane.
here I am excited.
Just
about
34k?
disgusting.
34k?
When are they
Yeah.
gonna combat RMT, bro?
That's so.
When's the RMT like intern getting hired on?
How do you combat that though? It's so hard, man. Like people
What
are
do you
gonna.
mean?
You tell me. You have a
Level
fix?
27 gets traded 14 fucking skull keys. What do you mean? How is that hard?
I don't know. I feel like cheating in RMT in games like this, somehow they find a way. Life finds a way, if you will.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, that'll always happen. But
Just I'm just generally speaking, how do you combat it? Like people.
What-
gotta
one
figure
first
it out.
of all,
solution
don't
is-
ban them and unban them. Step 1.
So,
Oh
so
yeah,
where
they
you
need to
going
stay
with this?
banned. Yeah.
Hmm.
They could remove trade and marketplace entirely. It would definitely make it more inconvenient. Make the whole game solo self-found.
Yeah, don't
I
think
want
they
that
do
so
game.
bad. I would love that. I think
Crafted
it'd be
only.
amazing. Yeah, like
Solo
if the
self-found,
marketplace
crafted
was if the marketplace was stuff that I've crafted only and certain other items that you could buy, that'd be so cool. It does feel, and I've said this many times, it feels slightly shit. Going in, dying, coming out naked, going to the marketplace, dropping 5,000 gold on Biss, jumping right back in, and not being attached to my set at all, my gear set at all. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. The feeling of earning my gear and then deciding if I should risk going in and PvPing with it, if I should risk this HR boss run with this gear that I've been grinding toward, I love that. It just makes it more fun.
I've always had a hard time with like actually wanting to spend money on the marketplace. I think like the most I spent on a piece of gear probably like was when I was playing with Ryan and Soapy on like a 2K. I think I spent like 2,000 gold on one piece, and they're like, "What the like? You've never spent?" Like I would buy odds and ends, but I never really enjoyed it. That's why I'm so addicted to crafting. I love crafting because it's like dopamine hit. It's like, damn, that's cool. Because I rolled that. It could be cool. It's a little bit niche, but it's not just me going on picking out, oh, this is exactly going to make me super meta, super strong. I can fight all the other guys. It's just doesn't interest me anymore, I guess.
I'm trying to get my gear from the dungeon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yes,
I feel
sir.
like it's just
so much more rewarding. Yeah.
If gear ever feels like tame to people nowadays, dude, you need to try like a permadeath solo self-found run. The dopamine that slaps against your nutsack at full force when you find like a god item in a permadeath run is just unmatched.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Absolutely.
This man loves his balls. Holy,
love him.
For real.
Let's see here. Market is great, but it leads to a massive power gain where it's been a week and people are fully bissed. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, make the whole game self-found. I feel like the people that I feel like the people that argue against that love the marketplace, that love trading, within a week they'd forget about that shit and just play the game. It's just it's the initial taking it away that would hurt. As soon as they got used to just playing the game and finding their own gear, I really do believe most people would be converted and just go, oh, whatever.
I would love to try it. Like, I would love to try it again with there's a giant thing flying around here.
I saw that on your camera. I was like, what is that?
Like, holy shit, being attacked.
Giant mosquitoes about to spit green shit on
you. Earlier, yeah. Anyway, I would love to try it for a while. I'm not saying it's going to be everyone's cup of tea. Like, people enjoy games differently, but I would love something like that, like someone's suggesting. Just to try. Like, I know most of the tournaments and stuff that Soapy has done, the excitement you see from people like looting Gwimmies or Grimmies, whatever, right? That excitement, that joy when people find that stuff, because it's like, you can use it right away. It's going to be hard to get. It made you a lot stronger. And then when you lose it, it's soul crushing. It's all the emotions. It's so much better that way. It's so much better. Like, that's what makes watching some of those things so fun for me, because it's like you're finding that stuff in raid and like building strength as you go. That's
you guys,
the best part of the game.
You guys think they missed? Sorry.
Huh?
You guys think they missed on the gear progression this swipe though? I think they did.
It felt quick, like you mean
like
12 days in, bro, and people were running like full legendary purple medikits.
Oh,
This is the
Last
issue
swipe,
with
it took like a month
marketplace.
because they like gutted. Well, they gutted like the drop rates and shit. Well, there was marketplace last swipe, right? It didn't come out midway.
Yeah,
and
I think it was
people were
marketplace
gods in a week. Yeah.
It was reward tokens too. Like, some people had 140 reward
Oh,
tokens at the
yeah.
start of WoW.
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah,
Which was an
right.
accident. They actually admitted like that was not intended. They mentioned that a while back.
Mistake, unfortunately.
Yep. That, I mean, whatever.
But I do think
that's kind of
Jay's onto something. I feel like gearing up is like super quick. If you're going into like even normals, like, I mean, I was farming Cave Troll, did a thing on it, and it's like you can get like 1,000 gold a run pretty easily on a normals boss, sub 25. Like, kill it in a couple minutes. But I'm an experienced player, so I'm not expecting everyone to do that. But if I want to farm that shit all day and then just like, I'm just gonna be rich. Like, I have so much money I've never had before because I'm killing Cave Troll and getting like a purple spear that's worth like 500 gold, and it's crazy.
I feel like it's fine to make a lot of gold. It's just like if the rest of the game is like on that same pace, right? Like last swipe, I felt like blues were the shit for like a month.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And
true.
then it was like they
Yeah.
dropped like the final wave of quests. And
Yeah.
then overnight it went from like blues and some purples to all purples and legendaries and bis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's because
There's a
it
lot
was
of
like
purples
kind
out
of
there.
like they took the Tarkov route. Okay, so they lock big items behind like end game quests, like the final quest or whatever. And then they gutted the dropper. Because that's what Tarkov does in the beginning. It's like raiders have good shit. They spawn like 25% of the time as they normally do. That's because they artificially just like gut the drop rates and they make the bis not there. I feel like they should have done that. They should have even ramped it up. Like, give us a week where like greens are the hot shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
game
yeah,
would
that'd
be
be
just so
awesome.
much different. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's.
Damage is lower and everything.
Oh, please go.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
for it.
They super buffed the unique drop rates. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like on the
Yeah.
bosses. Like I got a buddy in my Discord. They got 4 uniques so far just from solo bossing.
Which
Which is insane.
Named weapons.
Wow.
Yeah, named weapons.
Is that
I
a
3
bud?
named. Yeah, a bud. 3 named in a gold chest, but
Wow.
this early in the wipe, I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
That's insane. Like they should be, for how strong they are still, I think they should be like, someone gets a named weapon, they're like front page of Reddit. Like it should be huge news,
Yeah.
like that rare.
Yeah.
It's such a
Well,
relief. It's such a relief that these are the issues we have with the game now. It's so nice that the
Yeah, I
actual
know.
like what a relief that the game itself feels so fun and in such a good spot. And now the stuff we're bitching about is like, I wish the AP was better. I wish, like, it's just, oh man, what a fucking relief. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I feel like named items are fine though to drop like as common as they are. Because to be fair, like
It's only
1%
HR.
of the player base.
Yeah.
1% of the player base, and that's being super generous. Would ever even touch those items? You know what I mean? So I think it's fine to have them a little more available, but not
More
this
common.
early. They should have.
Oh
just,
yeah.
They should have scaled it up. Like make them rare as fuck for the first month, and then ramp it up
Yeah.
as the life
Speak-
goes on. To be fair.
Some of the craft
Speaking
makes
of
sense.
only, there's too many of us.
Go ahead, Sophie.
Okay. So speaking of only like 1% of the player base only having like actually a chance to use the uniques, they need to add like an end of wipe event where just like all the loot is boosted by like 10,000%. Like you open an oak chest and it probably has a legendary or better. Like just for like the final like 3 days, final like week or something like that. Just
Put
so
'em
players
all in
can
the
get
vendors,
experience.
bro.
That's what I was
Yeah,
about to
sure.
say.
All
Yeah.
crafted items are 1 gold.
Yeah.
All named items
Sure,
in the vendor,
sure.
1 gold. Make it just crazy so everyone
I
can
would
have fun
love
with it.
that.
100%.
For like the last
Love
weekend,
that.
I would love
Make
that.
the
too.
boss
Yeah.
drop like fucking 5 of them, bro. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
Shit like that.
I've never used the name yet. Never used the named item yet.
It's
Damn,
satisfying.
you didn't get that
Fair enough.
long sword back in the day? The full gold? Wilson?
No,
Dude,
bag
that
got passed around too many
Fulgor-
times.
That Fulgor
I
was
was-
basically the sisterhood of the traveling pants. Like it fit
Yeah.
all play styles and players. Everyone got a chance
Yeah.
to play with it and get kills.
Oh, my bad.
And
I'll
then
hook you up
and
with
then
some.
Augie
No.
died with it. Thanks, Augie.
I'm kind of like in the type where it's like I want to like kill someone to get mine or actually find it.
Yeah.
So I've never even when they did the duping stuff, I've never really jumped in there and just had a whole bunch of named items. But
Hmm.
I had opportunities. I'm just like, you know what? That would kind of ruin it for me a bit. It's because it's
You know,
like
the other part-
yeah,
The other part about pre-wipe events is this is why Tarkov is so smart. So they wipe. They have 500,000 players, right? And then 3 weeks before it wipes again, there's like 5,000 players, right? They lose everybody. But then they pre-wipe event, and it's like a pre-hype, marketing
wipe.
strat for the wipe.
yeah.
And it brings a bunch of people
Mhm.
back because they get to do stupid shit.
Mm.
And then
It's
the
like,
wipe
yeah,
happens, and everyone's
I
ready.
get to use a
you
full
know?
goer for 2 days, and I won't see it for 3 months. Like,
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, let's
Better than
take
never.
yeah, give me something to work towards.
let's take one more good question. We've already been going an hour and 45 minutes, and I have
Holy shit!
an Ironmace work call in a little bit.
Oh, okay, we get it.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Official business, Jay. You would-
Shower thoughts about SDF.
Yeah, exactly.
these
You
maps
wouldn't
are
get it,
When you
Jay.
were
Jay.
at
Yeah.
company Lambo, did it have like skulls and stuff on the side, or did you have to get that separate?
Yeah, everyone at Ironmace does get a company car. That's true. It's a P90D Tesla, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, there's nothing like that. Not even close.
No, just playing. Just playing.
It is weird. My work hours are way different now. Obviously, working for a Korean company, so it's like,
Well, what time is it in Korea right now? Like 10 a.m.
it is 11:51 a.m. on Thursday. So the trick is
Gotcha.
being on the West Coast, Pacific Standard Time. What you do to know what time it is in Korea is you just add 4 hours to the time and then flip the AM to PM or vice versa. That's that
okay.
easy.
It's exactly 12. It's
Yeah.
like exactly 12-hour difference for me. Cool.
There you go. All right, let's get one more good question, and then I got to get out of here. T. Flinigus, if you want to see the full episode, it'll be on YouTube tomorrow or actually, I'm going to put it up tonight because we're a day late. But it'll be on my YouTube channel later. Druid fish form win. They did say there was some wacky ass fucking Druid forms coming at a later date.
Fuck yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, 2 things. VoIP should be on by default, and Whisper should be open. I don't know how that's not a thing.
VoIP,
by the way.
though.
Like the old Xbox messages you get after a game of Halo. Like,
Yeah, they
Oh,
send you a
God.
voice message and they're just shit
Yeah.
talking you for 12 seconds straight. Fuck you, pussy.
Druid wyvern form. Penguin win. What if it was not a penguin? What if it was a pangolin? Pangolin
Is
form.
that?
It's the thing Randy Marsh fucks in South Park to start COVID. Just check it out.
oh,
No
God.
idea.
Check it out.
Hmm.
Yeah. Just watch that episode.
Holy.
It's great.
Oh, my buddy pal.
It's pretty hilarious. It's ridiculous.
My
South
pal
Park's the
guy.
best. I love South Park.
Yeah, I love it too.
Let's
Wait,
get one
what?
more good
VoIP
one.
can't be on by default. Epic got sued for $500 million for it.
What?
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
Wait,
legal thing.
what?
It's a legal
Oh.
thing, yeah.
What about
Oh, that's
Call of
crazy.
Duty, bro?
That's insane.
Maybe if
Turn it on
it's
console.
console, it's different. I forget.
That's
how
weird,
it
I
yeah.
don't
Because I hear
know.
people like cooking dinner and their like girlfriend's back yelling at them and stuff on COD. Like,
Yeah.
That was the
That's so weird.
worst. That was the
Yeah.
worst back in like the early Xbox Live days. You put that headset on and it just like it's either racism,
Dogs
sexism,
barking.
domestic violence, a mom yelling, like someone
Horrible,
watching,
man.
some loud ass fucking movie in the
Yeah.
background, someone breathing in the microphone. Like that was Xbox Live.
Oh, I
Good
miss
times.
it a bit. you
Good
know?
times. Yeah, yeah. The good old days.
Yeah, I
Um,
witnessed a marriage fall apart at 8 years old in Xbox Live party chat. Damn.
Oh, the good old days of
We
Xbox
need
Live.
one more, dude. We need one more.
Playing Halo 2 on my Pudding Pants account. That was fun. All right, let's see here. I'm not seeing any good final questions.
I have an interesting one. Maybe
Sure.
maybe you can
What
answer
you
this one
got?
or not, someone. But so from Mojito Beans, he's the troll cave.
Oh, yeah,
he's the
Mojito
guy
Beans,
always
sick.
watch the guys. Yeah,
Yep.
he was curious. This is one I was curious about too when they did you guys did the Q&A last week. Like any data on like player distribution, like normal versus HR, solo, duo, trio. How many of the players are paid for the game or free to play? Like, do you think they'll ever send that stuff out, or will we know like normal? Just like what's normals
It would
versus
be
HR right
nice.
now? Because I feel like it's pretty low for HR.
Yeah.
Amount of people in there with the gold fee and stuff, but I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
know that or if they're like ever going to share it.
I mean, I can answer like a sliver of that. Norms
Mhm.
is 100% the most popular
Yeah.
game mode, and it's not
Oh,
even
yeah.
close.
That makes
It's
sense.
not even close.
Well, you remember months ago they said it was like 50-50.
Yeah.
You know, then we
Which
had it on the
surprised me, yeah.
podcast.
hmm
Yeah.
But now it feels like we're back to playtest, where it's like not even 1% of the matches played are high roller. To be honest.
Yeah, I can't really say much. I can give one cool, interesting fact. Beyond North America, the second largest demo region for the game is Japan, which is really
Oh.
cool.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
What the-
I think
I would've
it's
guessed
pretty
Germany.
badass. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
I noticed that there was some like huge Japanese streamers on the game, like yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Something like that.
I didn't expect like Dark and Darker to be that huge in Japan, but it's doing well there. It's pretty cool. Cool. Fun little fun fact.
Cool.
But I can't really say anything else.
Yeah. No, wasn't
I
expecting
wish-
you to
Tokyo,
answer all
bro.
of it,
Yeah, I wish that we would share more information. I wish that we could talk about that stuff. I feel like once the lawsuit and the case is for real done, like it's actually complete, Ironmace is just going to be, it's going to feel different. It's going to be a more open company.
so.
100%. Yeah. Like it's when you're in a lawsuit with $1 billion company, they look at everything. They listen to everything.
Yeah.
They watch everything. You just have to be so careful. So you can't really,
I feel
you
like they
can't
got
say
a year
shit.
of backlogged questions ready to to get
They
dropped on them the second's over.
Yeah.
Didn't Terrence mention that they were maybe in his like a Q&A in Discord that they would love to present some of the information, but it's so large now and it's like changing so much that they're like, because I think this was asked before by someone like during the playtest we had, they had like a week or two go by and they'd be like, here, look at all the playtest data. And we'd see everything, which was cool, but I think they're trying to find a way to present it in a way that's like you can actually understand what's going on. But
True.
Yeah.
he may have mentioned that already.
I feel like, and this is just my opinion, I don't know if this is true or not, but in my opinion, showcasing the data from the playtests was like an innocent, cool little thing to do back then when it wasn't really considered what the ramifications of sharing that kind of data was. They weren't really thinking about the Nexon lawsuit yet because it was so early. I think that Ironmace has had to turtle up a bit because of the lawsuit bullshit. And I think once it's like safely behind them, that messaging and like data and like stuff like that will be more freely shared, but it's just not possible right now, which I don't blame them,
I know you can't answer, but like it must be the case. I would assume is getting there, considering it's on fucking Steam again, right?
I honestly have no fucking idea what's going on with the case at all. Like whenever I look at teams,
that makes sense.
I have like
why would you know?
Why would I know? They don't need to talk to me about that. Yeah, and I don't feel like it's my place to ask.
Twitch guy.
Yeah, it's not like I have like legal advice for them. Like, yeah, you guys should commit more crimes, or you should do this, or you should steal code, or you should. Yeah, I have nothing to say that's going to be helpful at all. So I think it's pretty obvious at this point that Ironmace is innocent, right? Like they're back on Steam. They're clearly good people and good devs that want to make a cool game. But I just don't know what's going on with it at all, to be honest. I've never asked, and a lot of I don't really know what's going on in general at the company because I look at a lot of stuff unless I want to line by line copy paste stuff into Google Translate and like really take Hangul and translate it to English. I don't really know what's going on. And so I really just stick to the shit I have to work on, which is marketing stuff. So like what I've worked on so far, for instance, is like helping put together season rewards, the trailers at OTK Expo and Summer Games Fest and stuff like that. Working on Twitch drops, shit like that is what I concentrate on. I don't really know anything about game design itself or the legal shit. I don't know. Disappointing. I know.
Damn.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have shower thoughts about someone's brutal barbarian slaying poor Timmy's. I'm here like trying to save the player base, save the new players, and it's just like blue pants, shoes on,
Sterling axe,
double axe in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we get in Twitch drops, bro, head of marketing.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to make it cool. I want to make it cool.
Is this like a soon TM thing, or is it like a soon no TM thing?
I mean, you'll see it eventually. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
and it'll
the
way I'm looking at drops is I want the first drops campaign to be like a run of the mill regular drops campaign. You show up, you get some cool stuff as a player. I want to show the love to Twitch chat streamers. The second campaign, once I have proven that it's going to be successful, which I think everyone knows it's going to be successful, right?
Oh, 100%.
I think we all know. That being said, thinking it's going to be successful does not equal actual real-life success. You have to do the thing first, look at the data, see if it was worth...
You're going to have like a 99% odds in your favor.
Sure. But once it plays out and it's proven that it's successful, my plans for Drops campaign number 2 are pretty cool. But that's all I can say.
Well,
I think people will like it. That's 100% on
Yeah,
there.
Dude, we're getting edged so hard, man.
That's all I can say.
Edging us so hard.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But yeah, drops are like super badass. It's like one of the best products that Twitch ever fucking built for devs, like by far. So yeah, we're gonna utilize that shit for sure. Yeah.
You guys don't care about new player perspective at all, and that's sad.
Wow.
I've been trying
That's
to talk
messed up,
about
bro.
new players the whole time and save them from
For
Soma.
real.
That's a crazy statement. Why would you say
How
that?
did that come up to be?
Yeah.
Curious.
Where'd you get that from? Yeah. As much as I kill Timmy, I also like to go in and get on VoIP and ask people if they need help. I do.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
once in a while,
maybe.
like that bloodlust. every
When
once
I
in a
hear
while.
bare feet, when I hear bare feet slapping, I ask them if they're lost. Are you lost, pal? Are you okay?
You know
Need
how
some-
often I'll like walk up to them, torch out, and they don't even know.
Yeah.
Like a minute to
Some
realize
people like
they're
are playing on
Dude,
speakers
they'll
or
look at
something.
you and not acknowledge it.
there.
It's
I
crazy.
know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That is fucking funny.
I've hit people with arrows and they're just like looking around like, oh, where is there a goblin up? Like it's so crazy. It's so wild. It just blows my mind.
That's funny. Boys, we've been going for almost 2 hours. This was a great fucking episode.
Yes, sir.
Really enjoyed having you guys on as guests. Obviously, we'll do it again sometime. Jay, always a pleasure. Donnie, if you're out there listening, I hope you had a good work day. We'll see you next
Donnie.
week.
Donnie.
Speaking of next week, we're going to have the Hold the Line guys on. Arcane Armor, Ken Kenobi, So Bad Strange, which is great. And then in July, we have a bunch of cool folks. We have Spud Hunter coming on. PS Ready, he's a YouTuber I met at Summer Game Fest who plays Dark and Darker on Steam Deck, which is insane.
Oh, cool.
I want to know what that perspective's like. Not Like This, who makes amazing videos.
Hell yeah.
On
Dude,
YouTube.
big fan.
He's
Yeah,
awesome.
love that guy.
And then I got confirmation earlier today that Soda Poppin's going to jump on the podcast.
Whoa!
Nice.
Hell
Oh, that's
yeah.
huge.
Yeah, that should be fun.
That's the least he could do. I got him his first name wasn't ever.
Oh. I thought he didn't want handouts, or did you actually find it?
No, we got pulled from Warlord.
Oh,
First time
nice.
pulled.
Oh,
nice.
We got
Because
pulled, bro.
You're like trading him gold, and he's like, "No, man, I can't take your like
Yeah.
100 gold or whatever for this." He's like, "It's so funny."
Oh, and I really want to have promos on too. I would love to talk to promos about Druid. He makes Druid looks like fucking fun. But yeah,
I'm
there's
sure promos will be down.
promos would be great. I would love to get Pokelawls on. We should have Odin back on. I know that Poshy Pop, Todd Father, Not Like This, and another guy, I don't know his name, and I do apologize for that. I think they're doing like a new podcast, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It might be
Goat cast. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be cool to have those guys on if they're down.
The lore is really good, or the lore.
Oh,
really good on
the
YouTube as
lore,
well.
dude.
The lore,
he's
yeah,
doing
Dude's
really well.
awesome.
I would love to have the lore.
That
on.
guy's sick.
He's getting like over 200 and some viewers on YouTube every stream, which is really
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
I think.
There's also Youth Faro, is that his name? Youth Faro or Youth Afaro?
Youth
Yeah,
Afro.
Warlock.
Youth Afro,
Yeah.
is that his name? Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
We gotta get one
Sick.
pegs in
So
chat.
many.
We gotta get one
So
peg
many
back
awesome
on again.
people.
Yeah, I would love to chat with N-Boss and Katie again. Like, there's so many people to bring on, and I
too
also
busy.
want to branch out and get some new, fresh blood on. Like, it's nice to have buddies in the dad community that jump on and chat, but I feel like now that we're back on Steam, there's so many more fucking people playing the game and making content for the game that it actually might be cool to bring on a content creator that is brand new to the game and experiencing what it's like to be Timmy. Maybe that's a really good idea for an episode soon. I don't know.
That'd be a good perspective, honestly.
Yeah, I think it would be a very good episode actually, to know how fucking brutal it really is. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Jay Griffey, where can people find you on the internet machine?
I'm Jay Griffey on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube.
Fug yeah, my dude.
Yeah, dude.
Ryan.
Ryan6DaysAWeek on YouTube, Twitch, or the Dark and Darker Rule 34 subreddit will be reborn. The voice of the people, I'm here for you. I'm here to
Alright.
revive that subreddit.
Just don't send it to me, please.
Wilson's gonna be a mod there. Wilson's gonna be my number one mod.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Speaking of Wilson, how about yourself, Mr. Game?
Wilsons_game on Twitch, and then Wilson's Game on YouTube. Mostly on YouTube a lot lately, but Twitch here and there. We're having fun.
You just prefer? Is YouTube easier? or
It's
is-
just time. I'm just so busy with stuff. It's agricultural season right now is like peak
Hmm.
busy. Days are long. You got to get shit done. So
All right.
Unfortunate.
Maple
Fucking.
syrup
All right,
season
you
is,
real man.
crazy
That's
time.
gone. That's gone. No, that's in
No.
February. Yeah.
Got a fucking
Gaming season's January to
masculine real
February.
man here.
That's
wow.
gaming season. It's always been gaming season.
All right, real Canadian man. Whatever. You're really cool doing, buff manly shit. Awesome.
Yeah. You're not my buddy, pal. Love that one in South Park.
Soapy.
Oh.
How about yourself, sir?
SrslySoapy on YouTube and Twitch.
It's just that easy. And once more, gentlemen, where can people watch the Gathering Hall podcast and win?
Typically Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All three of us stream it, and typically Wilson will upload it onto YouTube after.
Yeah.
But I think he said
He'll be there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere on his YouTube.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. Jay, always a pleasure, of course. I'll see you soon. Wilson, Soapy, Ryan, you guys are mainstays in the dad community. You guys are awesome people, fun content creators, and you're good at the game. So thanks for coming on, as always.
Thanks.
I'll stop blowing
Thank
you
you,
over
guys.
here. My bad. Okay. But yeah, GG, chat.
What?
Excuse me? Chat. Thanks for hanging out. As always, we'll see you next week for episode 65 with Hold the Line.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
See ya.